Welcome to the Boston's Big Four podcast. Cast. New news about music and sports every week, sometimes.
We're back. Boston's Big Four.
Yeah.
Sick. Brand new episode. We got a local celebrity with us, Matt Shearer.
I see the eyebrow raise,
Yeah,
but it's true.
Listen, it's true. It's true.
It's just a shocking thing because, like, being internet famous,
Yeah.
you tell somebody, like, I'm a celebrity, and they roll their eyes. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I've never heard of you. You know, but there are people like that, people with millions of followers who the majority of the world has not heard of. Just be, you know, it's like in the olden days, everyone knew every celebrity.
Right.
Not anymore.
No. That happens to me all the time where I'll find someone with like 20 million followers and I'm like, how did I not know who this person was?
Yeah.
If 20 million people know who they are.
My favorite thing is like when I'll meet like a couple, right? And one of them knows me and the other doesn't. And the one who does is all excited, like, you don't understand. This is so-and-so. And then the other person's just like, can we please go? I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Oh, he's got 100,000 followers. Great. You know?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So this is a good, actually, reporter Matt Shearer. Thank you for coming on.
WBZ News Radio. Yes.
Tell
We gotta
Alexa
plug
to
them as
play
well.
WBZ News Radio
Yes.
on iHeartRadio.
Contractually obligated to say.
I prefer to ask Alexa. I just think it's more polite.
Yeah, ask Alexa.
Than demand.
Sorry.
Even though you're really demanding, usually. You're never like, Alexa, could you please play WBZ News Radio?
When you get a chance.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I don't want to bother you. I know you're busy sitting there collecting dust on my shelf.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just throw it on. Yeah, keep it on in the background. And while you're at it, throw on the Boston's Big podcast in the
Yeah.
background too, and maybe throw us a couple streams. Don't mind it. But we were talking about the celebrity piece, and we jumped kind of straight into that. But I want to know. I mean, like you said, there are people that are recognizing you now, but
Yeah, yeah.
also just as equally, it might be two people in a pair. One knows you and one doesn't. So when you go out and you started doing some of these initial man on the street type things, you weren't being recognized, of course.
Yeah.
So had you felt like are you being greeted differently now if people think they might know who you are, like even just a faint recognition?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. For better and worse, you know, I think generally speaking better, though, because more people are willing to stop and talk to me. If they see the microphone, they recognize the microphone. The microphone is more famous than me. Yeah. That's in every shot. You know, I'm only in a few. You know, the microphone's everywhere. So they see that and they want to get on the video. They want to get on the TikTok. At least there's like there's a generational thing there, right? Like people under the age of 40, like they're like, oh, cool, I can be on Instagram. Or if they're under the age of 30, oh, cool, I can be on TikTok. But if they're over the age of 40, oh, I can be on the radio? Sweet,
right.
You know?
Because
that was definitely a thing. Because before anyone knew who I was, definitely I would approach people and I'd be like, hey, can I talk to you on the radio? And if they were under 30, they'd be like, no. But now I can be like, you want to be on TikTok? They're like, hell yeah, let's go.
So I think I might even be getting ahead of myself here. You didn't start off as man on the street. You were not just reporter Matt. You were producer Matt.
Oh, wow. You go way back. Yeah. You
This
did
is
your
some
research.
lore that I was given. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure. Yeah. So, and I know you mentioned I've heard you speak in other capacities. You spoke to like a class and you were explaining how your audio production. So you probably started off camera. So like, what was it like cutting things up that way versus when you had to put yourself in it and then had to like,
oh man. Yeah. Well, it was like really two big jumps, right? Because there was the jump from going all audio to some video. And then there was the jump from going some video without me in it to videos with me in it. And those were like very big things. So like, this is why I say this often. When my boss first came to me and said, like, we want you to start making social media videos, I was hesitant because, like, I put in a lot of time and effort to, like, the audio alone. I wanted my audio pieces to sound fantastic, right? Like these big produced things that transported people out of their cars and into whatever world I was in. And then, like, suddenly now it's like, oh, well, you're not actually painting a picture in their minds anymore. You're showing them a picture. And that's so different, right? But it also opens up a whole new world of possibilities because you can show them things and not say things, and the picture tells the story for you in a way that sounds maybe can't. So like it was a transition to basically figure out how am I going to budget my time? Like how much time am I going to put into doing stuff for the radio and then doing stuff for social media? And so what happened was like I was putting so much effort into these radio pieces, but then now it's shifted where I'm making social media stuff first and then converting it to radio stuff second. Then getting in the camera shot was a different thing because forever I was literally, just taking those radio pieces, putting B-roll on top of it. People didn't know what I looked like. The videos were starting to make the rounds and I was growing a following, but no one had any idea what I looked like. They just only heard my voice. And I'll never forget the first time I actually put myself in a shot. The comments were like, what the hell is going on? Like somebody said, I can't believe Matt Shearer is a real person and not just some cryptid or figment of our collected imagination. And so it was really funny. Like, this is not what I pictured. I thought he would be shorter.
It's funny.
I guess I give short guy energy.
With radio, like there are people I've listened to on the radio for years who I've never seen their face. And you kind of create an image in your head of what they look like.
Yeah. I think Maddie in the morning is jacked with long, silky black hair. And he always wears a tank top.
Yeah, I know. That's what I think. I think, it's funny. There is a radio legend in this town, David Allen Boucher from Magic 106.7, who has never, he's never allowed a picture of himself to be posted on their website, anything.
Wow.
He's never taken pictures with like listeners or anything. So people have no clue what he looks like. And I love asking people like, what do you think he looks like? Nobody knows. I'm not going to spoil it here. I'm not going to throw this out what he actually looks like. He's a fine looking guy, but it's just like people have no clue. And I think that's so cool. There's like a mystery.
I would like to know, okay, this would be really fun. Actually, this is a super unique opportunity. Contest, police sketch artists. A bunch of people imagine what they think he looks like, but we mix in some people who do know what he looks like, so that there will be like a grouping. Eventually, you're like, it's got to be this guy, and then we can narrow it down.
I love that idea. Yeah, or you could just straight up get the people, forget the sketches, do a lineup. Right? Like a police line in the police station, unless that's what you just said. But I thought you were describing people actually drawing it.
A series of police sketch artists with maybe hundreds of people. Gotcha. And then they just eventually get grouped, and maybe there is a lineup to compare it to, and then we're like, that's the guy.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We got there together, and I love it.
Yes. You're also kind of making me want to make my next story revealing what David Allen Boucher looks like.
Because we'll cut this, and then
there's a lot of 60-year-old women who want to know.
Interesting.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's bald.
You can't say stuff like that because it's going to be a segment.
Well, I'm just saying that's going to be my police sketch.
Well,
a bald guy.
We're going to have a whole segment is Eastie bald because I don't know if you've ever been on here without a hat. Yeah,
I don't know. Who knows?
All right. Well, I like it. So you've met so many people along the way, and I had mentioned, I had heard your you kind of given. I don't want to rehash things you've explained in the past, but I also want to make sure if people haven't listened through us.
Yes,
we're going to talk about it. So, I think one of the big questions that a lot of people have is like, how do you find these specific characters? Like some people they just, they're, and I know you've had some recurring characters too. Like when you find those people, my understanding is you're not really looking for them. You are just kind of, you are being present somewhere, and then that person sort of appears eventually. So like what is, and it's not a formula. So what are like the rules you follow to get yourself there?
Time. Really just the investment of time being out there. You see so many people on social media and like they want to do the person on the street style interviews, but they're not willing to actually be out there long enough to find the people who are actually entertaining. They'll just literally put a microphone in the first 3 people's face and like try to make a video out of that. Yeah.
We have done that actually, and it didn't work.
But you have to be out there and you have to actually talk to these people and listen to them. And like, sometimes it takes a few minutes for them to really like open up. And, but yeah, I mean, they come from all over the place. I do a series where I show up in random towns across Massachusetts.
That's my favorite series. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah. And just, I've done Weymouth. You said
yes.
So I actually have a Jack informed us.
Okay. Dan from the Weymouth video. I grew up with him.
Did you really?
Yeah, great guy. We played youth basketball together.
He's a great guy. Yeah, great taste in music.
Yeah.
He's got to get his car fixed. That was
I did notice that. Yeah.
Well, when Jack told me that, I did say I'm a little disappointed.
Okay.
Only because
I didn't go to your favorite place.
No,
That's what everyone says.
No offense to Dan.
Okay.
But he's not a true Weymouth person.
He grew up.
Really?
Grew up in a different town, but he lives in Weymouth now.
So what I would
Are we doxing this guy?
what I would like to do is, and I'm sure it's a very busy day, so no hard feelings, but a true Weymouth day.
You want to be the guy.
July. No, I don't need to be the guy.
Okay.
But I might have the guy. July 4th.
Sure.
My uncle throws a block party every July 4th. Fireworks, the whole nine.
This is the most Massachusetts thing in the world. Yeah.
You gotta
see the real Weymouth at my uncle's block party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So invite is extended.
Okay.
If you have nothing better to do,
Hell yeah.
come on down to
Thank
the
you.
Birches in Weymouth.
What about
Thank you.
July 3rd in North Weymouth? I feel like he's got to document that too.
Yeah.
We're not even 15 minutes in. This guy's getting party invites. Let's just
This
listen to
rules.
North Weymouth Day is not my day anymore.
But
Okay.
But no, I mean, it's just like like Dan was fun. He brought me to the donut place. He
Yeah.
had the bashed up car. Like I also met like that kid and his mom who were, he was shopping for his girlfriend. Like and I loved. And then the parallel with the older guy I met later who was still thinking about his elementary school girlfriend and stuff. It's like
That was awesome.
yeah, like I don't know. It's just like I was just there long enough for those things to just like kind of serendipitously happen.
Yeah.
There was another time where I was in Norwood, Massachusetts, and this was one of my favorite people I've ever bumped into because like I was there and I'm talking to people and I don't know, it wasn't really going anywhere. I'm about to call it a day, and this dude pulls up in this van that's like literally falling apart. Like side panelings are falling up, and he's got this big beard, almost like Santa Claus. And he's like, "What you doing? What's the microphone?" And I start talking to him, and he tells me, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I give people rides in town. I'm retired. This is what I do." And I'm like, "Okay, can I get a ride?" And this is like everybody. This is the guy that my parents told me not to get in a van with.
Yeah.
And I literally got in a van with him and drove around, but it turns out he was just genuinely a nice guy who had some absolutely ridiculous and hilarious stories. So
I love that.
So again, it's just, you never know. But sometimes I meet these people like right away, right off the bat.
Yeah. So where do you start when you go to a town? Do you go somewhere that people have recommended, or do you just go to the center of town and walk around?
Depends on the time of day. Sometimes I'll start at like a grocery store because there's always going to be people coming in and out. If the town's got a market basket, we're good.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know all about market basket.
Yeah, especially if there's like a little cafe in that market basket where there's a bunch of veterans sitting around who like want to talk, and they always want to talk and tell me about their town. So those guys are great. That's a good place. Or like sometimes I'll like have a tip. Somebody will tell me like, "Oh, you got to go to this town and try this spot," know, and like that's where I go, and that's where things end up happening. But it's more fun to me to just show up and not know anything, and just see where the day takes me.
Yeah, and you've gotten in cars multiple times. You're always willing to just hop in someone's car.
It's true. Or like invite other people into my car, which I feel like is a little safer. Unless they pull a gun on me. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But that's fun.
I'm sure there's scenarios where I could flip flop on that philosophy. I'm like, I don't know if I want someone in my car versus being in there.
There was one day in Needham where I had like bumped into these high school kids. They were like seniors on their like lunch break, and they didn't really give me much. I'm like, okay, whatever. They got in their car and drove away. And like a half hour later, they found me like across town in a different part of town and pulled up and like, "We thought of something to show you." And like,
That's awesome.
They're like, "We're taking you to some abandoned train tracks in the woods." Ooh. And I'm like,
okay,
all right, I'm sold. Let's go. So I jumped in the car, and it was like this big monster truck. Seriously, it was one of those dudes who like, does off-roading and stuff. So he had huge tires. It was a pickup truck, and we almost got into a crash. But they took me to their little spot in the woods with these abandoned train tracks, and like it was a huge, like 20-foot high bridge that I guess all the kids jump off of in the summertime. And it turned out to be a great story, a great time. It was fun for me.
That's awesome.
I just love those small town things, That's just like, you grow up in a small town in Massachusetts like that, and like that's your entertainment, If you're not lucky enough to live in Boston and have great public transportation, like you have to hang out with your friends on the abandoned train tracks in the woods.
Exactly.
It's
Every town has
Been
something
there.
like
Yes,
that. Yeah.
totally. And that's not an exclusive Massachusetts thing, right?
Right.
Like
Way, yeah.
there's that in all the country, but in Massachusetts, people talk about these places and these people like they're legends. You know, like
Yeah.
they're like, this is the spot where the legendary Joey jumped off and he was the first one to do a cannonball
Right.
off us, as if I should know this.
Right.
Like,
If you're not
whoa,
from that town, nobody
shit.
from that town knows about it. So
Right.
you're bringing it to everyone else.
You're
you know,
the
which is
we're
great.
all the keepers of the lore of
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
communities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you're touching on a lot of stories that other people aren't touching on, which
Thank
I think
you.
is great.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun for me because I and that is a good point too. It's like people will all the time send me stuff like, oh, look at this story. Like, this is really interesting. You should go do a story. It's like, you literally just sent me another news station story on that. It's already,
Yeah,
that story
it's
has already been
talked
told.
about. Yeah.
I want to go do something different. Or if I'm going to do something that's already covered a million times, like say the cop slide or something, like I'm going to do it with my own angle, my own unique, different angle, and like try to find something different about it and bring myself into it. So that's fun.
I love that.
Thanks.
So, have you ever hit the aquarium and are you covering these penguins?
I love the penguins. I haven't really thought of a good angle that hasn't already been talked about with that, you know?
Right.
I think one of our other reporters did a penguin related story at the aquarium recently too, so I don't want to step on their toes. But if I can think of a good one, there's that old local lore. Did you hear that local legend about somebody who allegedly stole a penguin from the New England Aquarium?
No, I haven't heard this one.
I believe this may have been disproven. So I'm saying this to like say that this maybe didn't happen. But it's this old urban legend that somebody once jumped into the penguin display, whatever you want to call it, shoved a penguin into a backpack and left.
Wow.
And
Somebody did
I
jump
do feel like I've
You've
heard,
heard
that before.
Yeah. I don't think that really happened. I think this was just somebody fantasizing about that, which I get. You know, they're right there. Why can't you just take a penguin, go home with it?
Why not?
The ultimate souvenir.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's some aquarium somewhere that's happened. Somebody's had that idea to take a penguin.
Yeah, but don't do it.
I would.
Yes,
What are you gonna do with it? I
They
mean,
are surprisingly exposed. Like
Take it for walks.
I guess.
little waddles. Yeah, I feel like
take
they
them
might
for
be pretty fun.
waddles.
I think they do actually get to walk around. I know someone who actually works there, and they did say someone did jump
God.
in. I don't know if they. I think it was bad. Like I think they fell
Okay.
from like too high up.
So maybe
So they didn't purposely.
Well, no, I think they still thought like because I don't think they maybe thought I don't know. Somebody did jump in from like
Did
the
the
second
penguins
level.
attack?
I don't think penguins do that. They probably ran away.
I don't know. Herd mentality.
But my understanding is
right?
they do get to waddle the office like after hours, like because they need more
That's
exercise. Yeah,
that's adorable.
that's my understanding. I'm pretty sure I can find a picture of a penguin on someone's desk.
Of all the animals that I wish were domesticated, you know, koalas, sloths, like penguins would be amazing.
Yeah.
Are sloths domesticated?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like koalas and sloths, like pandas.
Oh, I
like,
thought you said that
these are
are
animals
domesticated.
that I wish were domesticated.
Yeah.
Do you hear they think raccoons are going to be the next animals to be domesticated?
No way.
I don't know if
I
I
know
love
of some
that.
people that have domesticated them.
Wow,
That's
really?
that's some
Oh, yeah.
Weymouth shit right there.
No, these people are from Rockland.
My uncle, you gotta come to his lawn party. I'm telling you.
Put it on the record. Those people are from Rockland, not Weymouth.
Dude, you're doxing
Actually-
people tonight.
I don't care.
Rockland is a big part of the reason why I do this town searching thing.
Rockland.
Because I did a story forever ago about where I just walked up to random people in Boston and I was like, "What town are you from? And what's special about your town? Just tell me what your town's famous for." And one guy was like, "Gotta come to Rockland, man. We got a Dunkin' Donuts there."
No way.
I'm pretty sure that Rockland in like the 90s was, I forget what the exact word is. Oh, this is stupid for me not knowing, but they were like usurped by the government because they were so corrupt that like the government came in and was like, we have to run this town now for like a decade or something. It was before our time, but I do. My
Shout out
parents
to
were telling
Rockland.
me about that. They were like, "Yeah, Rockland was bad." Whatever was going on in the this is like I'm not, this is out there.
They don't call it Rockland for nothing.
I forget what it's called, but there's some like word for it when the government is like, "No, we have to do this now."
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. So what is your favorite? We're South Shore guys. So we're a little biased. Sorry, everybody. Something that I heard you give an opinion on, or you didn't give an opinion. You voiced other people's opinions, which
Okay.
The South Shore bar pizza.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I think
I don't either.
but I also don't love North Shore beefs.
Okay.
I think bar pizza is
I like bar
too
pizza.
small and too burnt,
I just don't love it.
and I think beefs are too wet.
I like beef.
These are my opinions, of course. But I hear people getting really passionate about it, and I just want some of these North Shore folks to know that there's a little crossover because I don't love our staple food either. So I just want to make sure that there's we have that.
I think the only reason I know the conversation you're referring to, why I may have chosen beef over the bar pizza is I just feel like the beef is so much more unique. Like that, the bar, don't get me wrong, the bar pizza for
Agreed.
sure, the way it's prepared, the way it's served is unique. You know,
Overcooked.
the laced, overcooked. Yeah, the cracker type, it's cooked on a cracker or whatever, and it uses cheddar cheese. But I don't know, something about the North Shore roast beef, like you tell somebody we're gonna go get a roast beef sandwich, and they're thinking Arby's. But you take them to one of these little greasy ass spots on the North Shore, and they're like, "What the hell is this?" You ask for a 3-way, they giggle. It's all these things. I don't know. It's just it's an experience. But you tell someone, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go get a bar pizza," and they kind of know what they're in for.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I don't hate bar pizza. There are some good places. I've been to what's that place, Linwood in Randolph.
Yep, that's a classic.
That's pretty good. There's another place that's escaped me right now, something Spa, which is
Town
fantastic.
Spa.
Town Spa.
Yeah.
They're great. Yeah.
Next page.
Next page actually.
Boom.
That one is great.
Next page is great.
The
You should-
first bar pizza I've had.
You should go on a Sunday. The bartender's awesome.
Yeah?
It's my mother.
What? Again, the most Massachusetts thing I've ever heard in my life. I love it. Yeah, I'll go.
So what's your favorite town? North Shore and
my
South
God.
Shore.
Oh,
And
wow.
we're not
People are
cutting
gonna
this
get
out.
mad.
I can't. So only North Shore or South Shore? I can't pick
No,
Just
one away
whichever,
from me. One away from me.
whichever
one
shore,
from me?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do Metro West too.
All right, you know what? I'm going to say for North Shore, I'm going to go all the way up, and this may be a basic pick, but I'm going to go Gloucester because, first of all, I got married in Gloucester. My wife's whole family's from Gloucester. But secondly,
out, yeah.
that's where I met the yard meat guys. There are these guys who were selling hamburgers and hot dogs out of their front lawn with a big spray painted sign that said yard meat.
That is awesome.
The health department in Gloucester tried to shut them down, and that didn't work. So the state had to step in, and their health inspector tried to shut them down. But the loophole was that they weren't actually selling the burgers; they were giving out burgers and accepting donations. So
There you go.
they called it their yard meat drive-through, and literally they would just sit out there for 12, 15 hours a day grilling. People would pull up, and they'd hand them burgers and stuff. I asked them, I was like, yeah, how many burgers do you eat in a week or something? And they're like, 15, 18 burgers a week.
Yikes.
It was insane.
Oh, boy.
That is awesome.
So
though.
that's
great.
a very Gloucester experience.
Yeah.
But I've had so many. And then I was just up in Gloucester a couple of weeks ago interviewing the Bort license plate couple. They have the
I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is the Simpsons reference, but it's created a whole thing for them. So Gloucester is just full of all those just weird, quirky stories. So okay, Gloucester's my North Shore pick.
Okay.
South Shore. How could I not go Weymouth?
My man. My man.
The block parties. I'm telling you.
What about Braintree?
Dan
You went to
and-
Braintree.
Braintree was actually, yes, Braintree
That was a
was
great
awesome.
video.
I met the queens of Braintree and Richard, who works at the mall there, who is now the most viral person I've ever
Oh, he's a
interviewed.
joke only guy. Yeah.
Joke only.
Joke only.
Yeah. He's a legend. So Braintree was also fantastic.
I'm a halfer.
You're from both?
Yeah, my dad's from Braintree.
You're
Oh,
you're
true.
trying to
You're
claim
mixed.
everything.
Claiming
dude.
everything.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I played baseball in Braintree.
All right.
Oh, my
I don't
God.
know. I feel like Weymouth is bigger than Braintree, though, right?
Weymouth's better.
Is
I
it?
actually,
It's
that's
so
a-
much
I
better.
would've
It is
thought-
bigger, I think.
It's
I
definitely
would've thought
bigger.
Braintree was.
Braintree is technically a town, but it's ran like a city. It's got a municipality. It's got a
okay.
mayor and everything.
Yep. That's cool.
Probably, I don't know. It depends your idea of more stuff to do because there's more shopping in Braintree. I
mean,
say,
I also
with the
got
mall.
a shout out,
careful
and again,
there,
I got a shout. This is a very basic take too, but Plymouth is also very cool.
Plymouth's
Yeah,
really
Plymouth
cool.
is
It's
awesome.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, the beaches are
We were just there a couple
fantastic.
weeks ago, actually.
Were ya?
Birthplace
Nice.
of America.
Yeah, it's also a weirdly quirky place too, and the very similarly to like Gloucester, in that there's like just these lifelong Plymouth townies. You know, it's got this reputation as a tourist spot, but there's also this like towny culture in Plymouth that not a lot of people know about. It's fun.
It
It's
is
so
funny.
huge. It's huge.
It's a big town, yeah.
Yeah, it's very big.
The juxtaposition of a summer harbor town versus that's like in winter when people actually are the ones that live there, you know?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, that's why when I did my video on Rockport, I went in the off season, and it was a total ghost town. I had free reign over the whole community. It was fun. Met some cool people.
Yeah, it is cool. I want to say like our infrastructure of those types of buildings, like North or South Shore, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in a beach home right now. Just that like gray shingle. It feels a certain way.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like the drinks taste better when you're there too. That's
Maybe.
just what
Maybe.
that's
Yeah.
just something I heard once.
Because see, to me, growing up in like the Metro West area and not on one of the shores, like we were a Cape Cod vacation family. Every
Okay.
summer we'd go down and vacation on Cape Cod, and so that style of house that you're talking about, that very New England style, is like Cape Cod in my mind. I didn't go to like a North Shore or South Shore beach. Probably not till I was like an adult already.
Okay.
And
Am
which
I
is funny
wrong? Is that
because
closer?
I met, what's that?
Is that closer to where you were in Acton, or
No, but it's just like,
am I thinking triangles now? I'm bad at geography.
I mean, technically the North Shore would probably be closer, but I don't know. It was just, you know, if we're going to go to the beach, might as well go to Cape Cod, you know, beach town, rather than going to Weymouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't blame you there.
Oh yeah. I know. Well, Hull's a pain in the ass to get to.
It is.
That's the problem there. I love Hull, but it's just
Have
not
you done a
easy.
video in Hull? I feel like that'd be a good one.
I have done videos in Hull, but not about Hull.
Okay.
Yeah. I learned to surf in the middle of winter time once in Hull.
Oh,
No
nice.
way.
Yeah.
All right.
Because this is a fact about New England. The waves aren't very good in the summertime.
Right.
So
Yeah.
people around here who want to surf, they got to wetsuit up
Get
and
that
go
wetsuit
out
on.
in 10
Yeah.
degree weather.
So what was that like though, being in the wetsuit? I'm always curious about that. And I don't know if I've ever spoken to anyone who actually was in one when it was that cold. Are you
So,
warm in there?
Surprisingly, yeah. Like in the actual wetsuit itself, yes, you are warm. I can't explain the science behind that, but it works. However, the boots and some people wear these like little mitten like glove things.
Oh, man.
Sometimes the seal between the wetsuit and the gloves and the boots are not great. So like water starts to seep in, and then after a while your feet go numb or your hands go numb. So you got to like take a break, get out on the beach and warm up a little.
That's something that I always associate with like boating, surfing, paddleboarding type of stuff. Is you're barefoot or
Yeah.
close to it. At least maybe not in this case.
Well, you can go barefoot in wetsuits for sure. I'm sure some like pro surfers like the feel of the board under their bare feet. But
I just always imagine like, or at least like minimal foot protection, and like just like I feel like my feet are gonna get hit, and especially if they're numb and cold. This is my
Right.
anxiety ruining the podcast.
You're not gonna
I feel
feel
like
it.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no, I'm gonna look down and my toes will be like crooked halfway, and I wouldn't
yeah,
know.
no, legit. And I have been there before. I've had my legs go completely numb, and I've gotten hypothermia off the coast of Revere Beach. I just did a whole video about this.
I was going to bring that up.
Surfing as well.
It
or
was not
just-
surfing. No, I was on a first date. I had to be rescued by the Coast Guard.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw this too.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely spoiling the twist because I interviewed my ex-girlfriend and she told our whole first date story. And then the twist was that I was the date. Like nobody knew that at the beginning of the video.
Okay,
but
so I did not know you were the date. I saw this video.
you saw the beginning of the
Yes,
video.
I saw the
I
beginning
was
of the
a lot of
video.
people did.
Yeah.
No, I
okay.
stayed for the twist.
I was
All
the
right.
date.
You were
Yeah.
the
And there
date.
were a lot of, and so, yes. So like I have trudged through like sub-zero temperature water, well, probably not sub-zero because then it would be frozen, but very cold water. And I couldn't feel my legs. And so this is the reason why we had to stop, find a rock to climb up on and call 911, because like we were tripping over rocks and like scraping up our shins and our
Yeah.
ankles and stuff. And it was bad.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
As she put it, she just like looked down and saw her shoe floating next to her, and she didn't even realize it had fallen off. So,
That's a good first date story.
You are braver than I am for sure. I ain't,
Well,
I ain't going out in water that
She's
cold.
braver than all of
She's
us.
the
Yeah, she
bravest.
is.
She was the one that stepped in first. I was like, we were weighing our options. I'm like, well, we could just wait here for 12 hours until the tide goes back out. But she just like stepped right in and was like, we're doing this. So yeah, shout
I
out
gotta get
Rachel.
away from this guy. Yeah,
Shout out to Rachel.
Shout out to Rachel. Yeah.
What's one town what's the town that has gotten the most requests that you haven't gone to yet?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, people always want like the biggest towns in Massachusetts, you
Yeah.
know, and that's fine. And I like to do that sort of stuff too. I think Waltham's got requested a bunch and stuff like that. Lawrence, you know, and like I'm definitely down to do all these places, but it's also really fun to go to these towns that a lot of people haven't heard of.
Yeah.
And, you know, and just like show life and culture. Cause like everybody already knows a lot of stuff about Lowell, you know, and like,
Right.
I don't get me wrong. I'm totally down to do a Lowell video someday, but like, it's fun for me to show people a part of Massachusetts they haven't seen before.
I agree. I think that's what makes your stuff unique is
Thank
you're
you.
showing the stuff that nobody's
Thank
talking
you.
about.
Yeah. I just actually came upon somebody in a small town in Massachusetts and I'm really excited to go interview. I'm not going to say who it is or where, but
Okay.
this is actually an example of a time where I actually kind of know who I'm going to go find, because people have been sending me like videos of this guy. Like, you got to go find this guy. You got to go find. I'm like, yes, I know who he is. I know where to find him. I'm going to do it. But there are other times where I show up and I don't know anything and hope to get lucky. So it varies, you know.
You could go to Florida in the winter.
Florida, Massachusetts.
You could.
I could do that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun idea. Actually, I like that.
You know, I don't know. It just popped into my head. You should do it.
While I'm out there, there's also Peru, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I could hit
Oh,
that up
no
too.
shit.
Yep.
love
That's
that.
out in Western Mass, right? Berkshires?
Exactly. Same with
Yeah.
Florida. I don't know if it's quite Berkshires, but it's way out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if anyone's noticed that our seating arrangement is specifically so that Eastie is boxed in, it's because this is actually an intervention. And we're here to talk about why he has to stay in Massachusetts and why moving to Florida is actually a bad idea and financially
Unless it's Florida,
irresponsible.
Massachusetts.
Well, I would like to put for the record first that you guys keep saying Florida.
You were saying Florida.
No, I said South Carolina. I want to go to the Carolinas.
Okay, pull the tapes because he's probably right. And
I've always said South Carolina.
All right, so that's your number one choice.
But I'm listening.
still
I mean,
gross.
look, here's the thing. If you really want to get, do you complain? Are you one of these people who's always complaining about the cold and the snow?
I
or are
hate
you
the
just,
cold.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
He
so,
hate it? He
so
does.
a little background about me. I used to plow. Like I used to be a plow
yeah, we
driver.
get the
I used
Eastie
to-
weather
That's
reports.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to do the weather reports
Yeah,
on
he used to enjoy
Snapchat.
the snow. Remember that? He used to like it.
Well, I liked it because I made a lot of money in the snow.
okay, nice. Yeah.
Now that I don't plow,
Why'd you stop?
it was the company that I worked for. I
Okay.
don't work there anymore.
Get your own plow.
I did
I
that.
love it.
I
Wow,
did that
too,
for a
so you
You
winter.
can still plow. It's not out of the question.
Was not as fun.
No,
No, it was not. It was not as fun.
you didn't like being your own boss.
It wasn't that. Shitty truck. It wasn't my truck. It was my buddy's truck.
Okay.
Me and my buddy were doing
Gotcha.
it. Yeah, I could probably do it myself. You know,
Yeah.
I enjoy it. But yeah, I've just I've had it. I did it for I don't know 8-10 years, and I liked it at the time. And there was that. Then the other reason was I always enjoyed my birthday when I was younger. Now I'm getting older. I don't care about my birthday in the winter anymore.
I feel you. When's your birthday?
End of January.
Okay.
And then the last reason, which doesn't really make it, it's not going to sound as good now, because when I first said it, the Pats weren't as good. But you know, the Pats used to always be in the playoffs, and I could always look forward to
Yeah.
going.
We're getting
to
winter
Gillette.
football again.
I know,
Yeah.
but when we had this conversation before, the
Yeah.
Pats.
But now
sucked.
they're good again, so you got to stay.
Yeah, well,
You got to
again,
stay for Drake
again,
May.
for May.
Stay for May.
That's the
Stay for
campaign.
May.
Maybe that is the campaign. There you go.
I love it. Statum for Tatum. You know, like
Yeah.
we could do it all. We could do this all day.
Yeah, basketball not much my thing anymore.
Yeah.
Not-
Oh no.
not so much.
No, really. Oh man, you're
I mean-
missing a good time to be a Celtics fan.
No, I
They're
don't get me
fun
wrong.
right
this is
now.
a great time.
I
Yeah.
respect it. It's just I just can't
Okay.
watch it. Can't sit down and watch
Eastman's
it.
a football and baseball.
Football and baseball.
Those are your
Those are your
things.
things.
Yeah.
Don't ran for Duran. or something. I'm trying to think of campaigns for the Red Sox.
All right.
Stay for crochet. There
Stay
you
for
go.
crochet. Okay.
Yeah, is it Duran? Is that or is it Duran? What's
Jaron Duran.
Jaron Duran.
Jaron
I'm
Duran.
mixing his first name and his last name.
That would
See,
happen in
this
real
is
life.
That
the-
sounds
Yeah.
like a sick
It's
nickname, though.
Duran, right? Yeah. See, I don't listen. I don't watch baseball that much anymore. I root for the Sox for sure. It's just way too many fucking games.
Well, yeah.
That's
So
my
see,
problem.
I root for the Celtics, but I just don't watch. I can't watch.
Yeah, I get you. And you know what? There's just too many sports to care that much about all of them. You know?
I am
Even though
like-
this is Boston's Big
Yeah, I was
Four
gonna say
podcast.
I watch all 4 teams all the time. So
I mean, it's tough, especially if you're like into basketball and hockey.
hockey. Yeah,
it's
they
like
clash
literally
a lot,
every night
yeah.
of your week, or sometimes the same night.
sometimes
it's
the same night. Yeah.
It's tough. So I've kind of chosen sides. I've chosen to be a diehard Celtics fan and a Patriots fan. And
Okay.
that, keeps me busy
you
all
go.
year round, pretty
It's
much.
manageable.
There you
Not
go.
quite all year round, but
You been watching the Celtics this year?
not as much as I have been, just because this year's been crazy for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, a little bit when I tune in. I mean, they started off rough.
They did.
They've seemed to have kind of found their groove, which I'm psyched about. Jalen's leading the team. I was really worried because the big thing that I noticed in years past when Tatum would be out or Tatum was in, and anytime Jaylen Brown was the leading scorer, the Celtics would lose. For whatever reason, when Jaylen was like having the game of his life, the team lost.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Because it usually meant Tatum wasn't doing much that night, probably.
Maybe.
So I don't know.
Or the
It's-
other guys weren't stepping up. And I say this as like a huge Jaylen Brown fan.
Yeah.
He's my favorite player. He's the guy. I have his jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I've met him before. He's awesome. But for whatever reason, that was a trend I had noticed in the past few seasons. I was like, why does this keep happening?
Yeah.
But now I don't know. They're kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
New guys,
I think Jalen's been dying for a chance to be the number one guy
Yeah.
on a team.
Definitely.
Just to show that he can do that. So it's nice that he's getting that out of the way
Oh,
now.
yeah.
So now when Tatum comes back, it's like, hopefully they can just
Definitely.
coexist.
And he certainly proved his worth becoming the finals MVP.
MVP and
so-
Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Like he was the best player in the playoffs for us in that run.
100%.
Definitely. How are you feeling about the Pats? It's almost playoff time.
Feeling pretty good about the Pats. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we don't get any more allegations going into the
know.
playoffs.
Yeah, it's getting a little
right?
dicey right now.
It's bad. I know. Gosh, all our guys are going to be in jail for the playoffs. Who knows? But I don't know. I mean, I love it. It's just so nice that like we have this excitement again.
Yep.
We have like a real quarterback. I don't get me wrong. I was like really excited in the beginning about what's his
Mac
face,
Jones.
Mac Jones. And as everyone was.
He gave us that one good
he showed
year.
a little promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then, he kind of gave up on the team. But it was also a weird transitional time, right?
We screwed him over a little bit with the offensive coordinator being Matt Patricia, and
Yeah.
it wasn't the best situation for a young quarterback. But
No, of course. And the transitioning out of the Belichick years and everything. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's exciting to have Drake May. For
it is.
sure.
Yeah.
Like
It's exciting that people are like planning their day around Patriots games again.
Yeah.
It's like when we
It's
were
true.
bad, it's like nobody really cared.
Yep.
You could go to the grocery store at any time of the day. Now it's like on a Sunday before the Pats game, you don't want to go because it's too crowded. And
Yeah,
it's like that energy
totally.
is back.
Yeah, totally. And he's got weapons and he's
Yeah.
got protection and
Yep.
yeah, it's fun.
It is fun. This will probably come out around AFC Championship time, so hopefully they're still playing by the time this
I know,
drops.
right? But even if not, they've way overperformed. this
Exceeded
season.
expectations.
Yep.
I said before
100%.
the season, Dave and I went to a training camp day, and we
Boots
were
on the
both
ground.
like,
Boots on the ground.
And our prediction was, I said 10 wins, and I thought I was being optimistic. And you said, what was yours?
I forget what I said, but I do know when I was in Peru, I told those Canadian kids that were down there. I said they would. No, they were fucking Bills fans, for the record.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I told
that
them
checks
Canadian
out.
Bills fans that the Pats were going to have 12 wins. I
Okay.
said, look at the schedule. And I said they were going to lose to the Steelers. I thought we were going to lose to the Bills in Buffalo. We fucking came up there and we beat them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I know the Canadian kids ain't watching this, but if it happens to stumble upon your algorithm, I was right. And I told you so.
That game in Buffalo was the game where I knew we were legit. Like
Yeah.
when we went into Buffalo and won that one, and Diggs went off, and I was like, okay, we have a team.
Yeah.
And it's been crazy since then. I mean, because at that time we were what, 500, 2-2, I think.
2-2.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I love it.
it's been a good time.
I know. I wish I had more to add to that, but sadly, it's just like this is another. I work Sundays these days now.
Oh, okay.
I work Sunday through Thursday. That kind of gives me like a weekend day where I can, go out and like interview people if they're not available during the week.
Yeah.
So like I do Sunday through Thursday, and so like a lot of times I'm like listening to the Pats game like on the radio, or like I'm watching like the quick half and I'm like, okay, now I got to go do this, or catching up on highlights later and stuff. But I love it. It's just the energy is so great. I'm going to be the one to figure out who Drake May Lover is on Instagram.
Oh, someone has to figure that out.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm dedicated to it.
How close are you?
Not very.
That might be the most viral faceless page on Instagram right now. It's
Well,
like,
yeah.
It keeps getting brought up on like Sports Center and stuff.
Yeah, on the
and-
net. They brought it up on the
on the
national broadcast of the game this past week.
And no one
know.
knows who it is. That's so funny.
I love when NFL's like Instagram page or whatever like drops a reference to it but doesn't tag Drake May Lover. I'm like, what the hell? Screw you. Like they posted that the kid who was on TV wearing the meme, on his shirt, and they didn't like say like, hey, Drake May Lover, look at this is because of you, or you made this meme. They were like, wow, look at this fan who loves Drake May. It's like, damn well where that meme came from.
Absolutely.
You're just not tagging him because you're probably too corporate, and your lawyers are like, what if he posts something offensive? I don't know. Just like give the guy some credit. He has done wonders for uniting Pats Nation.
Absolutely.
And
And he started that. He was doing it last season when we only had 4 wins.
Yeah.
And who
He
knows?
was-
We're saying he here.
I was going to say, or she.
It could very
Or
well
she.
or anything.
I'm sorry
like,
for assuming the gender.
literally. Like it could be. You never know, because just like we say he because the little picture is Drake May's picture, and so we assign the male pronouns to it, and that's what it is.
Who
But
knows?
Is it
Who knows?
possible that the answer is in the name and this is his wife?
Oh, the Drake
Ann
May
Michael
lover.
May.
Wow.
Is it
The
Ann Michael
actual-
May?
Yeah.
Could be.
Good for
Could be.
her for actually like spinning this into something.
Oh, she's great. Her baking videos.
Well, that's the thing,
phenomenal.
though. It's like so many, like, I don't know, partners of famous people try to use their fame to like build their own following and stuff,
Yeah.
but they don't actually have the goods to be like, entertaining people.
Yeah.
She's actually good in front of the camera.
She is.
She's a great presenter.
Definitely.
So, we're so glad that the Mays are here
Yep.
in New England.
Giselle never baked for us.
Yeah. We need him to know that the stove is hot still.
The comments are the best part. But like, it's so
Make
funny
sure it's
'cause
not too spicy.
She's just making she's just making these wholesome, nice baking videos, trying to share her recipes, and all the comments are just guys being like, "Make sure our husband gets to bed on time tonight." Like, it's hilarious.
I love it. It's amazing how, depending on what platform you're on, the comment section can like elevate a video or a story just to the next level, into the stratosphere.
I've always said I love comments way more than likes. Like I'd rather have a post with 500 likes and 100 comments than a post with 20,000 likes and 20 comments.
Right. Well,
it's
that-
like I want that engagement. I want people to talk. You know?
Start a conversation.
Yeah.
I agree.
Definitely, and you get that a lot.
Well,
I
the
mean,
metric that I like the most is shares.
shares is the most important. They say
for sure. I mean, definitely the comments can be good and entertaining too, but yeah, when you see people are actually so moved by a video that they want to send it to their friends, like
or saves if
that's a
they're
win.
saving it for themselves for later, like
yeah.
that means something right
It's
there.
a super like I've heard it described as.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody did tell us that once, like when they first introduced it and they saw the algorithm shift, like one save is 50 likes or some, not exact translation, but like it's helpful.
And the algorithm's changing all the time too. This is why I always tell young people, like, don't obsess too much about like the algorithm or like trying to play the numbers, being like, oh, this video did this many views, we got to do 1 million more of that video. It's like, no, just put your best foot forward always. Tell the best story, make the most entertaining post you can, because that's the one thing that has never changed. A great post will always reach people, Yes, you could blame the algorithm sometimes, but like it's kind of like blaming the refs when your team loses. Like, bad calls happen, but you still need to show up, So shadow banning is absolutely a thing for real though. I had
I mean, you probably had videos that you thought were going to do better that didn't do as well as you thought they would.
Or videos where they were like, in full launch, and then all of a sudden just like hit a wall.
Yeah.
And you know it's because someone stepped in. And like this happened to me just recently. I interviewed Benjamin Smith, that realtor whose face is
I saw
caked in
that.
makeup. He's funny, great guy.
Which, by the way, I told my sister that I was interviewing you today. She went to high school with him,
Did
apparently.
she? Nice. Hingham, was it?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, he was so funny, and like the video was doing great. Tons of comments, tons of engagement, shares, likes, boom, 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 views, and then all of a sudden hit a wall. It just stopped out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I think it's because he was vaping throughout the whole video.
Interesting.
You know, these algorithms are super prudish when it comes to that kind of thing, or like weed, you know, anything cannabis related. I don't even bother with anymore, even though I'm fully in support of recreational cannabis here in Massachusetts. Think it's awesome that it happens. And we have a whole industry now, multi-million-dollar, maybe even billion. I don't know. But I can't do any videos on it because I just know they're going to get blocked.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I made a cannabis related Drake May meme, and that went nowhere. And I was like, it was one of those things. I was like, oh, this will do awesome right before Thanksgiving.
It could be that.
You know?
It could be that. Actually, that Needham video I was telling you about, where they took me to that bridge in the woods and told stories about jumping off of it, that also started to do pretty well, and then all of a sudden stopped. And I noticed on TikTok it gave like a content warning, dangerous activities. But it's like, we didn't actually jump off the bridge. They were just telling stories of their buddies doing flips. So it is whatever. I mean, I know I'm complaining now, but again, whatever.
These are fair complaints, though.
Yeah.
I think, like, in terms of like what journalism is supposed to be, and now you have guardrails beyond just what are reasonable guardrails. Like,
Totally.
because we know, everyone knows, don't just jump off something.
know.
Like that's your parents' job. Like,
Yeah.
not the news or like whoever.
Not Instagram.
So I'm like, yeah, we can talk about it. It's this
Right.
people knew people went there, or whatever it is. So like, even just you see people using words that, like, I've heard people say that there's always like a generational, like the words that people say to be mean to, like what kids would say to be mean, and then like that always shifts a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're saying the same thing. Like in the algorithms, people are saying gardening, but it's cannabis content, you know? So
Right.
like, or people say unalived
Yes.
and stuff. And you're like, I'm
Unalived,
still
that's a big
saying
one,
things.
yeah.
So like, what
Somebody-
rules are we really following? Like,
Somebody called me out on that. I did a very serious story that involved unaliving, and I used that term. And like someone in the comments was like, "Why would you do that? That's so disrespectful for the dead and stuff." And I'm like, if I don't do that, no one will hear the story.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that would be even more disrespectful for the dead. Let's get this story out here, but we're gonna do it in a way that kind of skirts past the algorithm. You're right. We're all like walking on eggshells now.
yeah. So I want to know where that happy medium, like, is the pendulum going to stop swinging and we'll just be somewhere? And is it going to have something to do with a public understanding of, one time I saw something, it was funny enough, a corporate thing about this, like, language. And it was how, like, you are not reasonably expected to, like, have your feelings coddled at all times. Like, and even though it was like, be respectful, the underlying like tone of everything was to be respectful. But I thought it was interesting. And the reason this is even an issue with the controlling of language and stuff is just, it gets away sometimes from the storytelling. You have to dance around it. So like you said, people aren't going to hear about this seriously important story, and people should understand there are levels to things, and
Yeah.
you're not telling people to do it. So.
You're right. So where's it going to stop? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because to be totally honest with you, and not to sound like depressing, but like it's only getting worse.
Seems to be. Yeah.
Like there are so many laws that are being written right now that sound like they're about like safety and protection and stuff, but what they really do is allow, you know, big corporations and sometimes in some cases even the government to control what content gets put in front of other people and what doesn't. And when that happens, then suddenly you're not going to hear information about wars that are happening, or you're not going to hear information about you know, horrible corruption that's happening within certain administrations. Like it's messed up to think about the precedent that we're setting right now with all of this. Thing that I think is happening all over the place in the conversation about when people talk about the media, most of the time they're talking about what their friends are posting and sharing. And they'll say things like, why is this network not covering this? Why is it? Absolutely, CNN and MSNBC and all these networks have been covering this. But, you know, there's this universe where people think only my network cares about this. You know, only my social media guy cares about this. Everyone else is ignoring it. But the truth is, you're just not engaging with those other platforms. And sometimes it's for good reason. Sometimes you have good reason for not wanting to engage with those platforms. But I've seen so many times people posting like, why is nobody covering this huge protest that happened in Boston today? And it's like, literally you Google protest in Boston.
Yeah, it's all over the
Every
place.
station covered it. You're just not engaging with those networks, whether it be on social media, whether it be on the traditional broadcast. So I think it's important to kind of, you know, allow yourself to exist and like consume media from outside of your immediate bubble, because these algorithms are building these bubbles around ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting harder to do
They're
that.
saying, yeah,
because they're-
exactly. Like
yeah.
if you are the type that wants to be in the Fox News bubble, the algorithm is going to pick up on that and put you in there. There are other types who want to only be in the NPR bubble, and that's what the algorithm's going to put them in, because all the algorithms care about is keeping people on those platforms. We
Makes sense.
need to be willing to let ourselves engage with news from other outlets.
Well, and so when I'm saying, because like I just said, I like
You
what I
showed
just
your
said.
cards. You showed your
I
hand.
did.
It's all good.
I did 100%. But when you say it like that, like I'm not actively out trying to
Avoid.
like,
I get it. You're not trying to avoid them.
not trying to
Yeah.
avoid it, but I'm also not really trying to get that specific bubble either.
Sure.
Like I
That's
like
fair.
sports and shit.
Right.
Like
Right.
certain parts of politics, I mean, I'm a registered independent.
Me too.
I like both sides.
I honestly
about
don't.
certain things.
Here's the thing, and even if you don't like both sides, I don't understand why anyone would not register as an independent. It's like
Give me an
because
option, yeah.
give yourself the option on primary day. You can pick whichever ballot you want.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a huge benefit.
I saw that happen to someone, wanted the other one, and they couldn't get it. And I was
Really?
like, yeah, the guy was like, no, I want the other one. And they were like, well, you're registered as this. And
Yeah.
he's like, but
Exactly.
that's not what I wanted
And then
today.
you can get real nasty with it too if you want. You can be like, well, I think that's the weaker candidate on the other side, so I'm going to take that ballot and vote for them and hope that they win.
Ooh,
And I know it's
sabotage.
real nasty. I know.
You know some inside baseball
That's-
here, 'cause I didn't know
But I
about
mean,
that.
you have to, in order to actually make an impact in
Yeah,
that
you
way,
gotta do stuff
you have
like
to
that.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if that's what you're gonna do, then like you have to really organize people to be like,
Yeah.
oh, let's all go vote for
Yeah,
the weaker
yeah, yeah.
candidate, and
Is
that
that
never
better than
happens.
voting for
That
the right person?
Yeah, that just never happens. You're right. You're better off voting for the person that you actually want to win. But the other benefit to vote it to like registering as independent is it holds the parties accountable, because you're the one that they want. You're the vote that they want.
Sway
They
vote.
want the independent vote because they know that that's going to tip their numbers. They already know that all the registered Democrats are going to vote Democrat. All the registered Republicans are going to vote Republican. They want to figure out how to get the independents to their side. So if we all just vote independent, they're going to care a little more about what we think.
Makes sense.
You heard it here first, folks.
I know.
Or
This
maybe
is-
probably for the 1000th time, but register independent.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And it's not about being like, oh, both sides this, both sides. It's just like genuinely like, even if you are one side, it's like better to vote independent.
Yeah.
So this is like the most political I've ever gotten.
Oh, we're getting it out
I
of
mean,
here.
This is hilarious.
my question was more, and definitely the most political I think we've ever gotten to. But my question was more only because you seem knowledgeable
Yeah.
about it. Is why am I getting targeted from one side and not another side?
Probably just what you engage with.
Okay.
They know not only what you click on, but like how long you stop and look at a post, like as you're scrolling, you know, and like all of that kind of stuff weighs in, but also like where you're shopping, like, you know, they're like,
That shit is crazy.
you know, this stuff is all tied together. I mean, I had one of the craziest moments for me was when I proposed to my wife, got down on one knee, asked her to marry me. That night, we didn't tell anybody. We waited till the next day. But the next morning, I opened up Facebook, the old fashioned platform, and it said, congrats, you asked. And she said, yes, now it's time to start planning. And I'm like, how the hell did you know?
Wow.
Did
Yeah.
she change her status to engaged? Is that why?
I didn't change the status to engaged. No,
Oh,
I was like,
interesting.
where did you get this from?
Huh, was it
I
really
think
the
what I
jeweler?
think it was that she had texted her brother. That's the only person she told. and it knew that because we were dating and like it somehow
That's
read that
crazy.
text
I don't like
message.
that.
I think
Okay,
that's
so
what
then
it
I don't
was.
like the suggestions I've been getting in that case. Then if it's
Yeah.
about what she's texting,
Right.
now I'm getting better help stuff. I don't know. I'm just kidding. That's not really happening to me. I'm just messing around. It's a bit. I'm doing a bit.
I know.
I've definitely had that happen with like work related shit though. Like I'll take a picture of like a pump at work, and then Granger will be on my Facebook and be like, "Hey, you need this pump?" And it's
Oh,
like,
that happens. Yeah, definitely.
How'd you know that?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that annoys me is like when I shop for gifts for someone for the holidays and I actually buy that gift, but for the next 3 months I'm getting ads for that gift. It's like, I already bought the damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't need it again.
And it was
Show me
for someone else.
Give
Like,
me
it
something
wasn't
I
for
haven't seen. Yeah.
Especially more insult to injury if it's on sale after too. You're like, God damn it!
I know, right?
And now you're just putting it in my face. I could have saved some money.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I want to ask about your day to day, like we're kind of like touching on the corporatization of certain parts of creativity. So like what you do is creative.
Thank you.
What, of course, and what, but you're a part of a company that has what I imagine is a corporate agenda. So there might be things like, and I don't say that in a way like words are being spun or things like that, but on a day-to-day, you might be at a round table pitching segments or what you plan on at least researching or putting time into. Is that ever, are you given freedom to do that without worrying about, is that going to affect these other segments that maybe like are more, I don't want to say more important, but more relevant to like what's happening in the zeitgeist?
Yeah, I'm really lucky that what I've kind of developed, because when I started this job, I was taking those general assignment, breaking news, day-to-day stuff. Oh, governor's doing a press conference here, go cover that. Oh, there was a shooting in that neighborhood, go cover that. But like now I've kind of evolved and developed this niche for myself where I cover these fun little features and like human interest, for lack of better words, stories. And those are all evergreen, meaning like they don't, they won't be outdated the next day or the day after that. So they let me take my time with the stories, and I, if they never end up airing it on the radio, I don't care. But they do. They always do, because, I've developed, I've kind of built up a little brand for myself. And so they post it, they share it and whatever, and that's all good. Yeah. So no, I never worry. I mean, iHeartRadio owns WBZ News Radio, but they don't ever really step in and say, you can't cover this story. You
That's
can't
good.
do this. We're allowed to do what we want to do. And so, yeah, there's certainly documented cases of media outlets having their ownership step in and like be like, hey, we kind of want to take a different angle with this, but that's not the case at WBZ at all. That's something I'm super proud of. We are, as we say on the air, fiercely independent.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And that definitely wasn't a prodding question to see if they were like doing that to you. But I just know that that's kind of the general corporate understanding of like what things do.
Yep.
Just,
No, and
stuff.
I mean, generally speaking, no, that's like not really a thing. Newsrooms operate independently. The editors can use their own best judgment. It's just very rare and very prominent cases usually where you do have, and this happens like on both sides of the aisle, people stepping in and saying, you can't air this story that you just worked on. There was a very prominent one that just happened with 60 Minutes recently, I'm sure you heard about, and also a very prominent one that happened with, the Wall Street Journal last year as well, where like
you're giving me a lot of credit because I'm not sure I know
okay
the one we're talking about.
So the 60, I don't want to get too I'll give you the brief rundown. This is the brief non-partisan rundown. 60 Minutes was going to run a piece on CCOT, the prison in El Salvador where the people are getting shipped off to who are trapped from ICE. But CBS News recently had a change in ownership with somebody who is believed to be more tied to the Trump administration. And so they had that piece pulled. But it leaked on the internet anyways, and people were still able to watch it. The situation at the Wall Street Journal was Jeff Bezos, who owns the paper now, stepped in and said, hey guys, in our opinion pages, we're no longer going to take the angle that like we're not going to take a left-wing angle on this particular issue anymore. We're only gonna show this other side of the story.
That's like real life Succession stuff.
So you definitely, so you see it from all across the political spectrum. When this is going into like, oh my God, I'm getting so political here. It's like we're like
whatever.
The real debate is like, these billionaires versus like the everyday people who just need, whatever. Anyways, but it is what it is. The long story short, BZ lets me do what I want to do, which is great.
That.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
For sure. Yeah.
It feels like with a lot of your content and with the videos you make, like you're kind of tapping into your inner child a little bit with like, the curiosity of just, for me, the one I think of is the guy who drives the zipper truck that closes the HOV lane.
Oh yeah.
Like as a kid on the highway, seeing that and just wondering what that was all about. And like, the gas tank.
Yeah.
When you did the segment on that, obviously as South Shore kids, that's like, we would drive by that all the time, especially going to BC High.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're tapping into things that are just like kind of staples in the city that people see every single day in their commute, but they never really research it or find out about it. So
thank you. No, it's true. I definitely get those curiosities. One of the big ones that really took off was when I was sitting in the O'Neill tunnel, and I'm like, what would happen if I just stepped out of my car and went through that door right there? And
another thing that you think of as a kid, you're like, what's behind that door?
Yeah, especially if you've ever seen the Will Smith movie Independence Day and you see them taking shelter behind one of those doors in the tunnel, and you're like, I want to go back there like they did. Yeah, like Vivica Fox did. But so now I want to, so like I hit up Mastodon. I was like, can you take me on a tour behind the tunnels? And like, shout out Marshall Hook, their media relations guy. He gets it. He's like totally down. He's like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And so he took me back there, and along with, of course, the state highway administrator, Jonathan. It doesn't matter. He was great. Jonathan Gulliver. Thank you. Yeah, I'm thanking myself for giving me that name. Yeah, so it was awesome. It was good. So yeah, so absolutely, I love that I have this job where I can have this random curiosity like that and like go out and get an answer.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That is really cool. And I don't think there's, you make journalism look really fun, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. Compared to most journalists, I would say.
I think it can be, right? Like journalism, this is a big thesis of mine that I always talk about in just about every interview. So I apologize for being redundant, but like journalism is an art form because storytelling is journalism and storytelling is an art form. And so why can't we approach it with an artistic mindset and make it fun, not just for the people that are watching, but for ourselves?
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're covering a story about unaliving, you're not going to make it fun. Yeah. You're not going to, you're going to tell the story, but you can do it in a creative way. You can think outside the box. Like the story doesn't have to be this Excel spreadsheet where you fill in every cell with very basic, bland words. Like you can tell it in a way that's meaningful and reaches people and gets them to think about it in a way that they hadn't thought of before. So I know, sorry. Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
No, that was
no,
good.
it's actually
really
you got me thinking because there was another thing I had heard you say where it seems because it's a huge part of the creative. I don't know exactly the word for it, but how you present yourself and how the essence of the videos that you make seems so fun and on the fly, and like this is happening just like randomly, but you do put quite a bit of effort and energy into making them look that way on the back end.
Well, we heard that from Nick Shea.
I love Nick.
We're talking about.
I know. I got to return the love for Nick Shea. He was so kind to me on this podcast. I heard the whole thing, not just the clips. I listened to that episode. It was great. He's awesome.
Thank you.
He's so I love people who are just so one of one, and like original, and so creative and genuinely talented. And he's just not talented at one thing either, right? It's not just the characters, the caricatures, the pictures he's drawing. It's also the rap and something that he doesn't get enough credit for, I feel like, is the production. The beats he comes up with all on his own are fantastic. Just think of that I Show Speed clip that went viral. Like so many people asking like, who made this beat? And it's like, it's me.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. And like, that's inspiring to me for what I do. Cause all the time people are like, whoever edited this did a great job. And I'm like, that was me. It's like, so I get like, people will ask me from time to time, like, who are your biggest inspirations? And like thinking I'm going to name some journalists and stuff, but it's not. It's like artists, you know, like Nick Shea, or like skateboarders like Rodney Mullen, because I came up skateboarding.
We talked about Rodney Mullen with Nick.
We did, actually.
Did you? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, totally. Like,
and Bob Burnquist.
Yes, I love the like people that are just so original and like do so, and musicians too. Like, I take a lot of inspiration from the kind of music that I listen to, and the way that songs are written, or like albums are produced, or shows are put on. Like, I want someone watching a video to feel like they, you know, that feeling I get when I walk out of a great punk show, you know, like, wow, that was sick, you know?
Yeah. And I think that just the fact that you are the writing instrument and the writer. So like, that's what I feel like you get out there and you get all these clips of these people, and you'll cut in a response to a different person's question, like from another guy, and it just makes it so funny and real. And you know that you were being present in that moment. And I just think it's a unique skill. So I just want to commend you on that. And just I don't think everyone has that multifaceted. You talk about Nick being multifaceted. I think you have that too, in that you're able to weave it together in a way that it seems so easy, but that's like what the best people do. Like, they make it seem like you can do that. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thanks for recognizing that. Absolutely. You know, most people kind of see everyone on the internet as like a one-dimensional, like, oh, that's the such and such guy. He does that thing over and over and over again. But like, to be able to like kind of, you know, have a broad scope of skills, you know, whether it be editing or performing or whatever it is, like, yeah, it's cool to be able to bring all of that together, because that's what makes you know. It's like all these, I tell this to young people trying to come up in the biz all the time, like, your first job may not be your dream job, but like, you're going to learn some skills that are going to come in handy down the line.
Yeah.
You know, like, I came out of college not wanting to work in political talk radio, but that's the path I found myself on. And like, I ended up learning some pretty unbelievable skills from doing that, which helped me in my next job. Producer Matt, as you referenced, as on the top 40 station where we were doing entertainment and comedy. Whoa, listen to this, blah, blah, blah. Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Whoa. Yeah. And so like, you know, and then I took those skills from that job now to WBZ, and like, I have a whole unique skill set that other people in the newsroom don't, and they have skills that I don't have coming from where they came from. So it's good to take all of that and put it together when you can.
Yeah. And we love to see it. So I want to see more of it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely love
You'll
it.
see plenty of it.
Yeah.
Well, and the other skill that you have that's all intertwined with this too is, earlier you said, you know, sometimes it takes a few minutes to get the real person out of them.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Obviously, you do it enough that you're good at getting. Some people you can talk to for an hour, and you're gonna be talking to cardboard for an hour. You know, they got no personality. But like, you're obviously good at not just finding those special people throughout each video that you do, but you pull out that character out of them. You know, you make them feel comfortable.
Thank you.
You know, you're a people person. You know,
I appreciate that.
That's in your Instagram bio.
Exactly.
People
I
person.
know. I was recently trying to change that, and I was just like, what could I say? It's like,
it defines you pretty well.
Thank you.
It's on point.
I know. I got to work on that. I'm not good with like bios and stuff. Every time I do like a speaking engagement, they're like, "Can you send a bio?" I'm like, oh, I gotta write. And like, you can't just copy and paste from the last one, because then it's like, I don't know,
It's the same every time.
It's the same every time, and it's also like it's a different audience, different people. So it's like, what's going to interest these people? It's like, I rate myself again. But yeah, thank you, people person. I think that sums it up pretty nicely.
Sounds like a job for Chat GPT.
Oh my god.
I want
sorry, real quick. Chat.
Let's speak on ChatGPT for a second.
My I don't remember how this had come up. I was searching for like a news article or something about me, so I typed Matt Shearer into Google, and like it auto-populated it with the different options. You know, age, job, you know, salary.
We want to know all that, actually.
And I was like, yeah. And so I was like, I'm gonna click on Matt Shearer wife and see who it thinks my wife is. And of course, Google Gemini is like, Matt Shearer's wife is blah blah blah. Some lady I've never met in my life. It said they got married during COVID at Mass General Hospital. It's like, no, he didn't.
Married at Mass General Hospital.
What a lovely venue.
I know.
Dang, this guy's been sleepwalking.
I clicked on it. There's some other dude named Matt Shearer who is married to that woman, and AI just assumes I'm every Matt Shearer. I'm a professional lacrosse player from Australia as well. Like I'm a man of many talents.
Fucking good day, mate.
According to AI.
So your videos, the style of video that we see now, kind of the man on the street thing, and the reporter Matt, the character that we see now, like when did that start? That was pandemic, I want to say.
Yeah, so I started the job. My last job that I was with for 7 years had ended in the pandemic because largely the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so BZ was like one of the only stations that was hiring at that time. And I had never been a news reporter, but I decided to give it a chance. And I'm glad because they'd convinced me they wanted somebody who can think outside the box. You know, they didn't want just another capital J journalist. And I'm like, okay, good. I can do that. I can come in and try something new. And, you know, it was, and my first report that I did with the station was just very basic, matter of fact. And my boss said to me, he was like, you know, it's a fun story. Like you can have fun with it. You can be yourself. And at that moment, I stopped dressing up like a TV news reporter because I was like, no one can see me anyways. Like it doesn't matter. And so now I go to work in t-shirt and jeans and sneakers like every day. And I feel like that helps kind of make me seem more human to the people that I'm interviewing.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, I don't look like an authority figure. I just look like a college student, you know, even though I'm in my 30s. And so people are willing to open up to me more because of that. So it was just development, you know, just like constantly doing it over and over and over again to where I got to the point where I'm just myself in the videos. And I think, you know, I appreciate that you said the character of reporter Matt, but really that character is just me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I had a feeling that was going to be the punchline. I was like, it can't be a character. That's too you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There are
just
some
we weren't familiar with it before, you know, to the way we didn't see you. Like you said, we weren't seeing your face before.
I appreciate, yeah, exactly. No, but I appreciate that. You know, everyone's kind of playing a character. In a way, we all are playing a character, right?
Yeah.
In life, with the different people that we're around, we put on a different show for, you know, our families, we act differently than we are with our friends,
sure.
you know? And that's something I notice with people on the street is the minute you put a microphone in their face, suddenly like they're a different character. They're they're like, you know, oh gosh, what do I say? Like it's until they can finally look past that, until you can break past that layer where they have the firewall up, get past it and let all the viruses in where they just say whatever the hell they want.
So yeah, the finding that character is definitely, that's a commendable skill. And I wanted to, Eastman had prompted this thought, and I want to make sure I bring this up. I think it was this was the first video I saw of yours. This is somebody that you didn't have to pull the character out of because you knew them already. Jacques the Whipper?
Oh, yeah.
At the Ren Fair?
Yes.
You guys went to school together?
We did. We went to Emerson together, and we were both on the college radio station at the same time. Shout out WERS. I was playing the music. I was the DJ, and he was like my news guy in the morning. And so like I'd be like, and now we're going to Jack Lepiar's with the news. And there was one time in the studio, and we would always just be like making each other laugh like off the air. That was like our big goal, was to just like crack ourselves up, and then like suddenly the mics were on. Today in Boston, blah 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 blah. A lot of people don't know this about him. He was a broadcaster at WBUR in Boston for many years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he was like a news anchor, and a fantastic one. And it was only because things started blowing up for him on social media that he was like, I'm going to do this full time.
So he was doing that. When you knew him, he was Jacques the Whipper.
He was always in the whip show. He grew up in the circus, literally.
Oh,
wow.
like what?
Okay.
As the way I think he told me, like his dad was like a clown, and his mom was like a lawyer for the circus or something. It was a very an odd couple situation, as he described. I remember him describing it to me. You should actually have him on. He still lives here in Massachusetts.
That'd be awesome.
You're getting my gears are turning. Yeah, I feel like we should reach out. Hey, Jacques, if you're listening,
he's
we want it.
A fantastic interview and performer and everything, and yeah, highly recommended. But yeah, so he's been doing whips since he was a child. Yeah,
he's good at it. I mean, he seems to know every song too, and he can hit the beats. That's crazy.
I know. Yeah, the way he knows every song too. He's like really up on his memes and trends and all that.
Yeah, talk about the multifaceted. Like that's a similar, you know, having that skill and the crowd work ability. Like I'm learning now broadcasting, so which is probably good cross.
I think so.
Yeah, some good skill there. But I thought that was super interesting because when I saw that, I always think, you know, when people get to a certain elevation in entertainment of whatever area it is, you probably aren't with people like from school or grew up with or whatever. And I guess Emerson being a creative school, that makes a little more sense. But I remember thinking how cool it was that you, in your respective jobs, are now creatively getting together and get to do a piece on it. And I'm wondering how far into the reporter map part were you, because this was a little while ago, right? I want to say it was
when
pandemic.
I bumped into Jack at the Ren Fair. Yeah, that was years ago at this point. Yeah, like 3 years ago probably.
Was how far into reporter map were you at that point?
I think I was sort of I don't remember like what my follower count was or anything at that point, but it was definitely a place where people knew me for sure. I was like, I think it was an era where I was still posting like every day. So I was very much like in people's face. And, so I remember like the comments being like, "Oh my God, Jack and Matt exist in the same cinematic universe."
Yes, the cinematic universe.
Yeah, that's the thing that comes up a lot. People call it the Matt Shearer cinematic universe when I have these recurring characters and everything, who I'm going to be bringing up on stage pretty soon.
That's pretty cool.
The Wilbur Theater. I know.
I love that.
Sold out, so no need to promote it here. But
okay.
It's happening. Maybe it'll happen again sometime.
Congratulations on selling
Thank you.
it out. That's pretty awesome.
Genuinely did not think that would happen. I genuinely asked them on the phone. I was like, okay, you want me to do a show? That sounds great, but like, what's the minimum number of tickets I got to sell for it to not look like pathetic, like an embarrassment? And they're like, half, if you can sell 500. I was like, fine. So let's set the date for like way into April, so I have plenty of time to sell 500 tickets. We ended up selling 500 tickets in the first 2 hours.
Wow.
And we sold the place out in less than 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
So
Are you going
yeah,
to add dates?
I'm psyched. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to, because it's a tough thing, right? Because it's like we're bringing these people up to be interviewed and stuff. It's like, to do that over, it's not like I'm a stand-up comedian doing the same set twice.
Fair enough. Yeah. That makes sense.
So we'll see. But I have ideas for like a second show.
Okay.
It may not be right after, it's not like I'm going to do a 7:00 show and a 10:00 show, but I have an idea for something I want to do in the future. Yeah.
Maybe somewhere around the 4th of July in a town in the South Shore.
Where there's
At
an
the
uncle
barbecue.
who throws a
At the
kick-ass
barbecue.
barbecue. Yeah.
Just some
When he
ideas.
shuts the block down.
Just spitballing ideas.
Block
yeah.
patty. Big block patty.
Yeah, I love it.
So I guess like as far as being tied to BZ, is there like an independent phase that you see going in the future? I don't know. Are we like allowed to talk about stuff like that? Do you see like being Matt Shearer, the entity, like someday?
Maybe, but like I'm not good with money. I feel like if I were in charge of like my own paycheck, I would be screwed, because like I'm so the kind of person who will be like, "Oh, you want me to show up and you're going to pay me in, I don't know, McDonald's coupons?" Like, okay, like I'm not good at asking for money or like assigning a value to what I do. I know generally like what I'm worth based on recent contract renegotiations, but I ultimately decided recently to re-sign with BZ just because even though they weren't offering me the most money, it was an opportunity.
There were other options out there.
There were other options out there for sure, but it was just like nice to be like, I don't know. I felt like they give me a ton of creative freedom, which is really
that's
important
huge.
to me. Yeah.
That
for
seems like
sure.
the most valuable piece, because everything you've said
think
it
so.
keeps you where you want to be, I think, creatively.
Yeah. I mean, but it's also like hard now as a dad with 2 kids to be like, oh man, there's money over there and I could maybe take my kids to Disney World. I don't know. But it's like
Disney World or creative freedom.
Yeah, I know. But we worked out a nice little balance, and it's good. I'm happy with where I'm at. BZ has been great to me, and so I have no plans on leaving at this point. Independent stuff maybe in the future, but right now that sounds terrifying. Having to do so many brand deals. I only just started doing like sponsored posts recently. My first, Emerson College is my first like client, if you will. Like that's my alma mater. And like,
shout out.
So it was like a no-brainer. I was like, if I'm going to do this, it's got to be with brands that I actually like care about, And it's like, absolutely, I'll work with Emerson. So like, I can literally just speak from the heart and post a video, and that's great. But like, that's not something that is driving me. There are some people on social media who are really good at that. Like, I'm going to go out and cold call and get all these brand deals.
Yeah.
I'm not a sales guy. I can't do that. You know, that's a benefit to working for like a bigger entity like WBZ is we have salespeople on staff who can do that for me, make the calls.
That makes sense.
You need a staff. Yeah. It takes a village. We've learned over and over again.
Yeah. Like I can handle all the editing, the booking, all that stuff. But like, if I can have somebody who can handle like the money side of it all, great. Amazing.
So, yeah. And I know you've spoken to students about like how just tips and tricks on how to get into the industry and emphasizing that there's no like one way to do it really.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself doing more mentorship going forward, or is it more going to be content kind of stuff? Like, or is there always going to be a piece you're going to always carve out time for mentorship? I'm
yeah. I love showing up at like journalism classes or like giving talks on what I do and stuff. Like I coming here doing podcasts, like talking to you guys. Like it's fun. If you can't tell, I'm like super passionate about it. Like we
really appreciate you coming on.
No, I have no idea how long we've been talking because I could probably talk about this all night, but it's just like, I'm really
Hour 22 right now.
You're gonna have to cut this way down, but that's good. That's good. I like giving you more to work with rather than, you know, less and not enough, you know? So I love that. And I feel like, yeah, someday maybe I will get tired of the never ending content wheel cycle and want to kick back a little bit and like, I don't know, do something a little bit more stable, you know, like, I don't know what that would be. I want to say teaching, but all the teachers listening are laughing like, teaching stable? What are you talking about? I guess if you're in a public school and you have like a union, then yes, for sure. But like, you know, working at a university or something where I would probably have to work if I'm going to be teaching about like journalism or like social media or something, that would be different. But yeah, I love talking to students and like helping people like figure it out. You know, it's fun for me.
Yeah, and I mean, now that we sort of not like, there's of course levels to everything, but after having, you know, pieced together the tech for a podcast, wish I had spoken to myself 6 years ago, like, hey, just do this. You know, like man. I just wish that I had that person in my life. Like I didn't know someone to do it. So, I plan to do that for people at some point, and I was wondering, you know, if that was a plan that you had too. So
awesome.
The only thing is, and I'm not saying that like we're doing it too, just as a like, you know, be the person you felt like you needed like at that time. So I'm like, there's probably a bunch of students out there that don't know how to make content. And I know your thing was you don't necessarily need the big cameras and the flashy lights. You go out there with the Android and a microphone, and people generally love that, like the microphone. 100%. And I imagine you're recording that like somewhere else. Like the audio is like a real audio guy, right? So you must have like a Zoom recorder or something.
I do.
Like
yeah. I plug That's exactly. I plug into a Zoom H5 with my microphone if we're nerding out about gear. Nice. Yeah. And so it's not synced with the video while I'm recording, but I sync it up in post and it's fine.
Yeah. Easy enough. I was wondering because the, something we tried before is like running around with the GoPro, and I felt like that but when you put that on a stabilizer, it might as well be like a big camera. And I feel like people don't react to it the same way as they do a phone. Yeah. So I was wondering, like, do you keep the phone on like a stabilizer type of thing, or are you just holding it right in your hand?
Actually, I was given one by the station. They were like, here, try this out. I think that was their passive aggressive way of saying your videos are too shaky. But I didn't like it at all because I lost a lot of that control of like the fast, hard panning, you know, if like suddenly I want to quickly turn and like do something, it's like, so I have to do a slow big, or I was just not very good with the stabilizer. But I didn't like it. It felt like I was like, too many buttons to think about when I could just do this.
I've never thought your videos are too shaky.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That never occurred to me.
There's I think we're all now trained, right? Because all videos on social media are super low production value.
Yeah.
That people don't log in and expect to see pristine 4K videos.
Right.
So like if they're a little shaky or a little like out of frame, like it's fine because it's authentic.
Right.
You know, if we're hanging out in the living room instead of the studio next door, you know, it's authentic.
Yeah. And the authentic feel is important for what you do, like very important for what you do.
Yeah. But it's funny before we go past the stabilizer too, my wife actually, bless her heart, she thought it would be a really nice gift to get me one for this past Christmas. She did.
Just sitting on stabilizers.
I had to tell her, I know. I was like, you know what? This is so thoughtful. I really appreciate this. It shows that you're thinking about me and my work, but I've already tried it. Not interested, which is fine because I've struck out so many times on presents for her, so it's okay. Yeah,
it's hard.
It's what
They
happened.
make it hard for us.
It's
I've
really hard
noticed.
when you've been with the same person for so long.
Yeah, it's
and
like, what else?
especially if it's someone who buys themselves everything they could possibly want all the time, you know, like
Rich.
I call her no. She's a public school teacher, okay, and
Fair
I work
enough,
for
yeah,
an
yeah.
AM news radio station. We're not rich.
I just love accusing
Owen,
people of
Owen
being
loves
rich.
calling people rich.
I've been
That's his
calling
new
these
thing.
guys rich also.
Last
yeah.
episode, Jack was rich as fuck.
I could be rich if I took one of those other jobs, but no, I'm good. I'm
Shout out
happy with where I'm
WBZ.
at. No, BZ's great.
Ask Alexa to play WBZ on
absolutely.
iHeartRadio.
No, they treat me good. They treat me real good.
Good.
Hey Alexa, play WBZ radio. So I'm just saying that whoever's playing it
Whoever's
out loud,
listening,
it's
yeah.
gonna make their Alexa
There you
play
go.
it.
I got
happens.
it. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't say anything after that to let it register for a
Funniest.
second.
So I mentioned my wife is a public school teacher. During the pandemic, when she was remote teaching from home and I was in the other room teaching, she had a student named Alexa. So every
Oh,
time she
no.
like called on her and started talking to her, my thing would be started to go off, and I'd be like recording or whatever, and I'd be like, turn it off.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for everyone named Alexa.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
That's a lot of freaking people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
it's not a
Siri
super
was at
uncommon
least. I
name.
felt like not
Yes.
a common name.
Yeah, Siri is
yeah.
definitely less common unless you're in The Witcher or something. But otherwise,
right? Yeah.
it's a
With a
very
C, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like
yeah,
they'll hear it.
She doesn't know the difference, but I know. So it's but it's good. I like where I'm at, and the Alexa's great.
Shout out to Alexa.
Shout out to everyone named Alexa.
Yeah, and Amazon. Maybe change it.
Yeah,
Maybe change
know.
the name.
seriously.
I'm gonna name my kid Google Gemini. I think next kid.
Oh, I saw something. It was like 2-sentence horror story. It's like you look back on your childhood photos and then you see the Gemini watermark at the bottom.
Oh no!
Only to realize-
That happened recently, actually. I took pictures, and my mom wanted like me to erase something in the background, and I did that, and I like put the watermark on. I'm like, screw you, and I just cropped it out. But now I look at it and I can't not see that like this was touched up by AI, and that makes me, that pisses me off.
Yeah, the AI stuff is in the pictures. It's super convenient for like casual photos, but it is like super funny, and you're like, I could just erase a whole person out of my photo in like a tap, and then used to be able to do that.
I
That was,
know.
like,
Replace
hours
them
of
with
editing.
Cardi B or something.
The funniest was like, oh gosh, this is gonna make me sound really old, but like in the ages where like you couldn't like do any sort of Photoshop. Well, I mean, you could Photoshop, but Photoshop was expensive and most people didn't know how to do it. You had to just straight up crop the person out. And so you'd see people's profile pictures would be like, clearly they'd be leaning in like with someone else,
yeah.
but it would like be right.
Yeah, or you could
up
see the other
to their
person's
face.
shoulder maybe. Yeah.
exactly. And it's like, who was there? Why'd
Yeah,
you,
right.
why'd you
Couple
want to crop
fingers
them
around
out?
the shoulder.
Yeah.
They weren't worthy of your profile picture.
Or when they used to have both of them in the profile picture and the friends got in a fight, and now
Oh,
boom,
yeah.
there's only one in the picture.
But that was like
Mostly
Wild
girls.
Wild West when you'd see two people in the picture and you'd be like, well, which one is it? Like who
That
are
too.
you?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know? And so you'd have to like
It's usually the uglier one. That's all.
That's look, that's true on Tinder. I'm not gonna lie. There's multiple people in the
my
picture.
God.
You know which one it is.
dude, I missed the whole online dating apps thing.
You're lucky.
I've been in a
me too.
relationship since before the
Talk
dating
about
apps.
the
so,
wild,
like,
wild west.
Oh, I'm sure, man.
It's
Yeah.
wild out there.
Yeah.
Dave knows.
I'm well
You're on
aware.
the apps?
Oh, I'm on
What's
the
your
app.
favorite?
Well, hold on. No, I'm not really on the apps right now. I'm on Hinge and I'm on Facebook dating.
Facebook dating.
Yeah, I don't
That's
really
the thing.
like.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
like
kind
you like the older women.
Oh,
That's
yeah. I've
what
always
Facebook-
liked the older women.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
what Facebook dating?
Yeah,
We
you
might
always,
have to cut all this.
Need me a
We have
like-
to cut all this.
nah, we're good. We're good. This is all.
I like cougars.
His
What's
Hinge
what's
dates
the big
and
deal? Yeah, mostly like older women. But
Nothing wrong with that.
no, but I don't know. I'm not really right now. I'm even though I'm on the two of them, I kind of like took myself off the market a little bit.
Sure.
Just because at this point in my life, I need to focus on myself.
I respect that.
But
That's
as
great.
far as the apps, like which ones I like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I really.
Which
like
one of you
many.
had the most success with?
Tinder? Definitely more.
I hear that it's a lot of bots.
Tinder is a
Well,
lot of bots these
yeah.
days. Hinge, I feel like, is the more legit one.
Okay.
Where you can actually meet real people who are interested in like going on dates and stuff.
What I was gonna say was like Tinder, like more successful, but nothing ever serious.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
That makes sense.
Hinge definitely more of a serious. I definitely like Hinge the most now.
Right.
To answer the question.
If all else fails, you do it the old fashioned way. Go to her Instagram page, like every picture, and DM hi.
Yeah.
Just hi.
Don't forget to put the eye emojis on all the on the
Yeah.
post too.
Or you could poke her on Facebook.
I could also take
And
like
you got to scroll way back.
Way
too.
back.
Like
Like the first
way
one.
back.
What about like
dedicated? Yeah.
what about if I like took the camera right and I took a selfie from like right here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Chin
That's a
looking
good
up.
angle.
Tough looking face. You don't smile. You can't
Yeah.
smile. Yeah.
Put a little extra gray in there, a little more just for men's.
Oh, a touch of gray. Okay. Yeah.
A little salt and pepper.
A little experience, but also you still look
Hi there.
youthful. Yeah. Exactly.
Why you not answer?
Yeah.
So I did just find a fun
WYD.
piece of data. The median age of women in Massachusetts is 41.1 years based on 2023 data.
And what about South Carolina?
I have that pulled up as well.
This is where we're going.
My guys, my guys.
It's in your favor. We're looking at 44.2 because you like it a little high. You want it up there. Right?
That's because we have so
hey.
many college students in Massachusetts. That's why.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a few colleges
And people
in South
retire down south when they get old and tired of the cold.
Yep. Makes sense.
That's
Sounds
why
like
I
it's
thought you were
actually
going to
online.
Florida.
Are we losing you, bro?
Yeah, maybe it's
You were
sounding
supposed
good.
to come on and help.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to say this. You can go because what's going to happen is you're going to get down there and you're going to be so sick of it. You're going to realize the culture shock and how different it is in the South than in Massachusetts. The fact that people are just like so nice to your face, but behind your back, they're like, oh, you
Bless
Yeah.
your heart.
damn
Passive
Yankee,
aggressive.
that damn Yankee,
Yeah.
you know. But then you're gonna be like, screw this. I miss my friends. I miss
Yeah.
the people. You know.
I
It's
miss
like,
Drake May.
That's it. I have all my friends who have like packed up and like moved west or south. I think I can only name like one who has actually stayed there.
Yeah.
and it's because they have a really rich family member out there.
That's the key.
Yeah, and if you got nothing going on in no family in South Carolina, no, you're gonna miss it here, man. You're gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Grandpa's down there.
Grandpa's down there,
Okay.
though. Okay,
And I think
not.
Grandpa might be right.
We already know what happened with your other grandpa. With the inheritance.
Yeah,
This was an off-air conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
He told me he was going to buy a Nintendo Switch with his inheritance. So.
This man has had
It
a
was-
windfall lately.
That grandfather wasn't too rich.
No. Well, that's
Rest
why
in
you're getting
peace,
a
though.
Switch 1 and not a Switch 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, we're pocket watching. We're gonna see what comes up. And
Yeah.
I didn't know what's what.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You can watch them all day.
I wanted to ask about the Woburn video. I keep going back to your town videos.
Oh, yeah.
But,
No, that's cool.
the Woburn video. So first of all, guy with green hair, great guy.
Thank you. Yes, I love him.
I've met him many times at Celtics games. He's an awesome guy.
He really is. Russell.
And I didn't know he was from Woburn until I saw that video. I was
Yeah.
very excited that you got him.
That all kind of, you know what? It's funny. The way that came about was like, I had interviewed him just for a solo story about him.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, life got in the way, all sorts of things came up, and I like just never got around to finishing the video.
Yeah.
And then I went to Woburn and I was like, oh, you know who lives here? Guy with green hair. I should use that footage. So I like brought back that old footage.
Oh,
and,
okay,
like,
so that was
put it
old
in the video.
footage.
That was old footage. I
Wow.
know. Yeah, I'm kind of spoiling the magic here. But
No,
like,
that's cool.
I had it on standby. I was like, might as well.
Yeah.
How deep is your archive? Do you have stuff all the way back?
Oh, I do have. I have a lot. I have a big backlog of videos I haven't finished. People probably listening right now being like, "Yeah, you better finish my damn video, Matt." It's just tough. It's like, you know, I can film them way faster than I can edit them.
Of course,
you know. But I get to a lot of them eventually. And one thing I'm working on for my Wilbur show is finding some of them that I'm going to play for people on stage, like this unreleased, like funny, like moments that just have never been posted before. So. Funny people. Like I'll tell you right now a good one that I did. No, I'm gonna save it for the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Joe.
love that. That's that's
some of the magic.
cold open. That's the cold open.
There's a tease. Yeah, when tickets come, you know, third-party tickets become available and people are selling them. The scalpers, you'll know you want to go to the show. It's worth
okay.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also
Wow.
in the Woburn video, you had the pirate in the middle of the town.
Yes,
right?
I did a whole video about him actually.
Oh, you
once.
did?
I did,
Okay.
yeah. So
All right.
that was also old. Which I know make it sound like the Woburn is all old footage. No, those two things. I was like, oh, I got those two. Might as well use them. Yes, Rex Vargas. He dresses as Captain Jack Sparrow and walks around Woburn Center
That's
randomly,
so cool.
not even on Halloween, and just waves to people. And
That's interesting.
I love that.
collecting money. Hopefully,
that's just what. No, he's not. not even. That's just what I love about Massachusetts. You have every town has these.
I was
just
gonna say,
characters
like that
everyone
made me
knows.
think of a guy in my town, and I feel like every town has a character where like you'd be driving down the street and you'd be like, oh yeah, that's that guy. You know, everyone knows
yeah.
him. So,
Yeah, totally.
Yellow Man
Yeah.
in Hanover.
Yeah,
Red
Yellow
Man.
in Hanover.
I know.
Red Man.
I was
We have
pre-
Red Man too. It's not quite as iconic.
I was
A Red
pretty-
Man was a little crazy.
Yeah.
I was pretty close to doing a Yellow Man story, and then I learned that his story is actually kind of sad, and I was
You've
like,
been
oh,
covered
God.
several times too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. It's
yeah.
been down that road, but it's a good one. But no, you got a guy in Hingham.
We
you
do
know?
have a guy, the Walking Man. He just walks around in a top hat all day long. You see him on different sides of the town in the
Really?
same day. It's
Oh,
crazy.
that's a good one.
Yeah. So I'll try to. I've never talked to him, but I'll
Yeah.
If
I'll
you
try
talk
to-
to him, then you'll become the Walking Man.
I do feel like if you ever
the hat comes up. It's like the Santa Claus, where it's just suddenly.
Oh my God! Something you
great.
just can't stop. You just
No, I love that. But yeah,
Yeah.
and then like I feel like that Woburn one kind of, relatively speaking, flew under the radar. I think we were like low key shadow banned on TikTok at the time that I posted that.
Okay.
Because the previous post from one of our other reporters involved like cartoon nudity. Not even really. It was just like, it was Jay Willett, a fantastic reporter we have. He did a story about like a nude art class or something. And I think just the algorithm heard like naked people and like decided like, oh, we can't do this. And so like several posts after that were like super low engagement, super low views and stuff. It's just like, that's how
that's
it works.
ridiculous. Yeah.
But no, I was so psyched that I did meet that one guy who wanted to show me the giant tree trunk in the woods too. And
that was cool.
I love that stuff. I
that
know.
was cool.
I
He
love
was so hyped about that tree
Yeah.
trunk. It was a pretty big tree trunk.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he claims that people come from all over to look at it. I don't know. I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but
He's like, it's something you see in Sequoia National Forest. Oh yeah,
it's like I've seen one of those in Wampatuck State Park before.
but I just love how passionate he was about it, and like that's the kind of thing when it happens in your town, it's like a huge deal.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's a big tree trunk. You got to see it.
Yeah, there's so
love
much
those.
stuff like that. I love that. I don't know that if, please correct me, guys. I don't know that there's anyone who gets these little nuggets like you do.
No, that's what I was
So,
saying.
Ever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
you.
if there's any historical anything. So it's like you're 101.
Thank you. No,
Definitely.
that means a lot.
Definitely.
It's fun. I love seeking that stuff out.
That's got to be fun. That's
Yeah.
got to be. I mean, you must just constantly be thinking. I mean, does it mostly come from requests from people saying, come visit this town? Or do you ever just say, oh, I wonder about this town. What's over there?
It's both,
Yeah.
honestly. Like at this point, every town has been requested.
Yeah, yeah,
At first,
yeah.
when I started doing this, I was like taking notes on what people were commenting, but then I was like, what's the point? Literally, it's like just every town. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right. So now this is a little behind the scenes. I always, whenever I post those, I'm like, by request, I'm in this town. I just assume someone requested it.
They probably did at some point, yeah.
They probably did. But no, there are times where people will, though, like tell me like a really great tip. They'll be like, you should go to this town because like this thing is there. And I'm like, wait, that's awesome. That is what I'm going to do. And then I'll go there. But most of the time, yeah, it's just like, I try to spread it out. Like, right. I don't want to do 2 North Shore towns in a row or 2 South Shore towns. It's like, I'm going to be here, then there, then there, then there, and just like kind of go around.
yeah. What's the furthest west you've gone?
Oh, good question. I mean, so because we're a radio station, I try to like stay within our listening range.
Okay, yeah.
But I have gone out to Amherst for a couple
Okay.
stories. I didn't do like a exploring Amherst type thing, but there have been a couple of really interesting. Actually, I did a video last year or earlier this year where I tried a slice of pizza at every state school in Massachusetts. And so yeah, just to compare.
How many is that?
That it was more than I thought. I thought it was only going to be a handful of the like such and such states, but then I was like, oh well, I got to include the UMasses too.
Of course.
So like the furthest west I've gone is Westfield State.
Okay.
For a video. People were saying, oh, you got to do like Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts or whatever, which is in North Adams, literally the top left corner of Massachusetts. But I was like, that's too far. I was like, you know what? it's technically a specialty school, so that doesn't count. But so I was like, I'm only going to do the schools that are blank State University or UMass blank.
Okay. And who had the best
That was
pizza?
a lot of driving. Okay, so for this one, it was kind of an obvious answer. I think can you guess?
Probably UMass.
It was
Amherst.
UMass Amherst.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just because the pizza was great. There's this chef there who works at the Hampshire Dining Hall named Pizza Joe, who's just a ridiculous character.
Yeah.
His whole shtick is he like makes these weird ass custom pizzas, like an Angry Birds pizza one day, or like a Hello Kitty pizza, which is just covered in like white cheese and like really they don't look appetizing at all. But like the pizza was actually pretty good. When he like makes a real pizza, it's good. And he's a campus celebrity. He has the most unhinged Instagram account. I'm gonna show you guys off the air.
Yeah.
This Hamp Pizza Joe Instagram account, which is out of control. So anyways, he was really funny. So they had the best. But when I did a similar thing in Boston, I tried a slice of pizza at every college campus within Boston city limits. So not Cambridge, not Brookline, Boston. Roxbury Community College came out on top.
Wow.
And it's because they got it's a little bit cheating, but they got their pizza from an actual legit pizza place across the street, AK's, and they just bring it across the street and serve it there.
I used to live over there for school.
AK's is great, right? I mean, it's a good solid slice. It's not like I wouldn't say it's the best slice in Boston, but it's like it's really good. And for a college campus pizza, it was excellent.
I was usually at the time that it's gone now, but it was called Il Mondo's. That was where most people went.
I remember that was on the little corner, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
by
that was
Northeastern and Wentworth and all that.
Yeah.
Mass
and then
Art.
shout out Wentworth.
Shout out Wentworth.
Is that where you went?
That's where you went.
Hell yeah.
And that was the there was also Tremont House of Pizza, but they were all like very similar. I felt like, but AK's was Greek pizza, I believe, right?
I think I put AK was it Greek? I can't even remember at this point. It was good, whatever it was. The Wentworth pizza, I think I put in B tier. Maybe
I remember it not being
C.
great.
It might have been
Nothing.
C.
I actually, after like sophomore year, didn't eat anything, or it'd be like a snack at the dining hall. I wasn't trying to eat there. It was.
Yeah.
I'm not a dining hall guy. I just said that like mass produced food is not good for you.
Right. Yeah. I know. It's all like what are those called?
It's like grade D but edible or whatever.
Yeah.
It is.
But what are those companies that like serve all the
Cisco.
Cisco? Yeah.
Ours
all
was
that.
Chartwell's.
Chartwell's. Okay.
Yeah. Some people would call it
Yeah.
Chartwell's.
But there's some
Low-hanging
places,
fruit.
but some places that actually have like decently legit pizza. Like I learned UMass Boston has like a Sal's like in their like little dining hall area,
Okay.
Sal's pizza. Same with Mass Art. I found a Sal's there too.
Wow.
Sal's is very doughy. You get a lot for it.
I
but
like
it's very
doughy. I like
Depends.
doughy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know some people don't, but Sal's is pretty good. They serve it at the TD Garden too.
They
Where
do.
did,
And
uh,
at Fenway,
Long
too.
ones, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Owen sells it at Fenway.
Sometimes I've never actually. We stopped selling as vendors.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we're interrupting you.
I'm only curious because I don't even remember eating the pizza when I went there.
At Wentworth?
No, at Bridgewater State.
Oh, Bridgewater State. Yeah, Bridgewater. I put. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so there are multiple dining halls, and everyone says like this happens at a lot of colleges. You know, the pizza's better at that dining hall than that dining hall. The one that I tried, I remember it tasted like string cheese. Like as if somebody took a piece of string cheese and like peeled it off one by one and like put it on the pizza.
So
And not bad. I mean, I like string cheese, so it was not bad. I think it was kind of mid tier.
and it's coming back to me now. When I was going there, they had like $1.50 pizza night at Emma's.
Oh,
so
nice.
we go to Ron Emma's. But
Ron Emma's.
I don't know. It was overrated. Overrated.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Wow.
not a fan. No.
Hot take. I've seen the ads, and he hypes himself up a lot.
Oh yeah,
Crazy
that
Ron
dude
Emma.
loves
Okay.
himself. He's
That's
got
in
his own
Bridgewater?
breakfast place.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Ron,
Okay, this
Ron's
guy's
Waffles.
rich.
Ron's Waffles.
Who's the guy in Bridgewater who sells pizza out of his house?
That's
Flying
I don't know. Are
Flying
you
J's.
allowed to? I don't think we should.
It's
leave me
Flying
alone.
J's. You can order it online.
Oh, really? Out of
Yeah.
a house? Somebody check that because I thought there was like some weird thing about like
but it's
licensing
bar
food
pizza.
out of a home.
It's bar pizza, so
Oh no,
you
this
guys
place is
wouldn't
well
like it.
known. Like I think people have reviewed it. Portnoy reviewed it, I think.
Okay.
Did he?
All right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
probably
see,
okay.
that was a
Flying
big
J's.
important thing because, like, yes, the pizza review thing is like very cornered, on the
Yeah.
internet. I didn't want to be reviewing these pizzas. I just
Yeah.
wanted to rank them.
Yeah.
The state schools or the Boston campuses. Wasn't trying to step on any barstool toes here. Just trying to do a ranking and an assessment so that people can decide what college they want to go to on the only metric that really matters.
How good the pizza is.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
100%.
And you're right. We shouldn't step on Barstool's toes. We should stomp on them.
Yeah, fuck Barstool.
Boston's Big Four. You
They're not scared of the stoolies.
No, please sign us. Get us on. We want to. No, we don't want to be signed. We do our thing.
Yeah.
So forgive me. I should know this. Are you like doing podcast circuits? Like, are there more interviews of you out there?
I've been on other podcasts, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's getting tough these days because like everyone films the podcast now on camera, and so you got to be there like in person. The days of like doing remote podcast interviews are kind of like out the window. No one does just audio podcasts anymore. But you guys are like, you're in Roslindale. I'm like, okay, I can get to Roslindale. Some people are like, can you come down to like Providence? I'm like, now you're pushing it.
Yeah.
Like maybe I could go down to Providence, but someone asked me recently to go up to like friggin' the White Mountains in New Hampshire or whatever.
man.
I'm
Wow.
like,
People live up there?
right?
Now it's a segment.
Yeah.
But
And do you have podcasting equipment up there?
yeah.
You got the internet?
What is a podcast in the White Mountains? Is it on cassette? No, I know that's so mean to my White Mountains friends.
Yeah.
I love New Hampshire.
Also,
love
no,
the
I
White
love New
Not
Mountains.
Hampshire.
even that far. So,
I know. Everyone, that's like, yeah, you go.
It's
on
just funny, but like 80% of the population in New Hampshire lives in like the southern part. Like
Yeah.
once you get up to the White Mountains, there's really not that many people up there.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Didn't you one time say there's no culture in New Hampshire?
that's true. I did
did
say
say
that,
that.
and I'll stand on that.
Oh man,
That's crazy.
I don't know, man. So
We were talking about music culture. We were talking about like people throwing shows. and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Music culture. Well, so my friend Nick LaValle has this company called Wicked Joyful out of Manchester, New Hampshire, and he led the campaign to get that city declared the chicken tender capital of the world.
Yeah, that's a big thing
I did a
now.
story
Yeah.
on this, and it's true. I mean, well, it's debated, but it's essentially true that the Puritan Backroom Restaurant in
Yep.
Manchester, New Hampshire was the first to put a chicken tender on the menu. They were the first to come up with the concept. Maybe not the first to come up with the concept of like frying chicken and selling it, but they were the first to come up with the concept of frying a specific cut of chicken and calling it a chicken tender. So technically speaking, Manchester, New Hampshire invented the chicken tender. And there is like a high concentration of really good tendies in Manchester.
Yeah.
Like it's genuinely like Puritan backroom tenders are fantastic. Not just saying that.
I haven't had
They're
them.
great. They make their own little duck sauce there. That's how you get them. You order, and you got to get like the sampler platter too, because they'll do like a coconut chicken tender and like
Okay.
an original and like a buffalo or whatever. Get the sampler so you can try them all. But my favorite, the coconut dipped in their signature duck sauce.
It sounds
My God,
delicious.
it's fantastic.
All right. Well, maybe I stand corrected. Maybe there is culture in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Chicken tenders, bro.
Yeah.
And you just reminded me of a video. Okay, I will spoil this one. A video that I got to play at my show at the Wilbur because I never posted it. The cast of Jersey Shore went to Manchester, New Hampshire, and they ate at the Puritan Backroom. They ate the chicken tenders there, and I did a video about it, but I never posted it.
What?
Oh,
So,
okay.
and I met this absolutely like, I don't want to say like insane because that sounds insulting, but like the people, like this die-hard Jersey Shore fan who was like on cloud 9 being 10 feet away from Snooki.
Wow.
And
Oh boy.
I didn't get to interview any of the Jersey Shore cast members, but just the fans, the people who showed up to like fanboy and fangirl out about Jersey Shore,
Were they
you
big
post
dogging
this?
you? You're
top
media.
entertainment. What's that?
They were big dogging you. They didn't like want to talk to media.
I probably could have if I had like, there were a couple opportunities I had to jump in and stuff, but I was kind of, it's a long story. I'll explain this in the video at the show. I was going in with a different angle. So I kind of didn't want to interview them.
Okay.
Or it felt like I didn't need to. So I was like, whatever. I like to
we'll see
focus
when it
on
comes
the
out.
regular everyday people anyways.
Yeah.
You
Those
know?
are like the opposite of that. So-
Yeah, totally. Because I don't know, when you talk to celebrities so often, they're like talking through this like PR filter.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, especially athletes. They're like, they're all media trained. So they like aren't going to give you the real them. They're just going to give you the most generic basic answers just to get out of there, be done with their obligation and be on their way, with some exceptions. Gronk is the most down-to-earth person most down-to-earth celebrity I've ever met by far. He is like the Gronk you see on TV is the Gronk you get in real life.
That childlike energy.
Genuinely funny. Yeah. Other celebrities who I won't necessarily name, not so much.
Name them, dude.
Fair. Okay, so move your mouth a bunch. We'll just put beeps. We're going to put tones and bar.
I'll tell you a story about the time I saw Tom Brady. I didn't interview him, but I bumped into him in Boston.
Rude guy.
He was a dick.
Yeah,
No, absolutely not. So what happened was I was riding my bike. I was living in Alston at the time, and I was riding my bike downtown. So I was going along the Esplanade, and I was thinking to myself, this was back before he had the mansion in Brookline, and he was just living in the Back Bay. I was like, I know Tom Brady lives around here. I wonder if I'll ever like just see him while I'm out on my bike. Literally had that thought, and then I see this guy in the playground there. This tall guy, he was wearing a hat and sunglasses. So I wasn't sure if it was Tom, but I was like, this could be him. So I pull my bike over and I stop, and he's playing with a kid. I was like, Tom Brady has a kid about that age. Like, I don't know. I'm Googling Tom Brady in sunglasses, Tom Brady in hat, like to see if like I can, like, is that him? And then I saw him go over to the fence where a dog was tied up. And I was like, that is 100% Tom Brady's dog. I know that from Instagram. And so like I saw him, and like all these people are walking by on the Esplanade and no one notices. There was maybe like one other couple sitting on a park bench like watching, but no one knew that they were walking by the goat at this playground. And so I see him then like walk out with his son, the dog on the leash. They get on this like oversized Razor scooter together.
I remember a picture of him on that Razor scooter.
Yes. And so they start scooting, and like when he's like this close to me, scooting by me, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, I love you, Tom. And he turned and he looked at me and he just goes, thanks. And then scooted away into the sunset. But then it was awkward because he was scooting in the same direction as me, and I had to like go that way on my bike. I was like, crap.
You're trying to out-pedal Tom Brady?
Yeah, I did. I hustled past him. I was like, see you, Tom.
Oh, shit, so you beat him
He never
in a
was
race.
that fast.
Well, because if I had followed him, especially when he was with his kid, that would be so creepy.
But whispering, I love you, Tom.
Yeah. But there was a picture of him with his kid on the Razor scooter that was probably taken that day. I remember that going viral. Yeah.
If he was wearing like a bowler cap type of thing and sunglasses. Yeah, he's a fashionable guy.
I sadly learned that those Razor scooters, or at least like the regular ones that we remember, 150-pound weight limit. Did you know about that?
We talked about this.
Yes, and I learned that the hard way because when I was a teenager and getting really into like skateboarding and extreme sports, I broke my sister's Razor scooter.
No.
I never would have guessed that. They seem so solid.
The old ones in particular were made with like plastic wheel like axles or something. Yeah. Right. So like too much weight, like they actually snapped. I felt bad, but she got new wheels and it was fine.
Yeah, probably got better wheels after that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you can get adult ones now. Probably they probably had them then. I'm wondering if that one was he also on it. Like, is Tom Brady risking his life on a Razor scooter? There,
he's low key an extreme Razor scooterer. Gonna see him at the X Games next year. No, that's a thing. Did you know that? Like
extreme razors,
extreme scooter. It's not Razor specifically, but extreme scootering. Like you go to any skate park now and you'll see people like legit doing like tail whips, bar spins, and like backflips and stuff. Yeah,
and they're legit when they got gashes in their shins.
Yeah, exactly. Those things kill.
Oh my god! I if you seriously commit to one of those tricks and it actually gets you like square
in the shin, oof.
You're out of commission. You gotta be for months, right? Like
that's why you see skateboarders wearing long pants year round when they skate to protect their shins. And and those skateboards are wooden. Like Razor scooters are metal. And sharp and painful.
Have you seen that guy? There's a guy with an Instagram page that's all about like hitting himself in the leg with Razor scooters.
I was gonna bring him up. Yeah, he'll like set him up on like a giant pendulum or something, and
he goes through like a gauntlet of them. I can only imagine how strong that guy must be,
or how strong his bones are. Like,
there's no protection on your shin. Like you're just sitting right on bone there.
It's like sandpaper on your palm, a little bit every day. And then it just gets harder and harder.
I want to know what that guy's shins look like.
Yeah. Everyone listening to this just touched their shin. Everyone in this room just did.
Yeah,
we're all like, oh yeah, it's really
just bone.
My shins are kind of so you've mentioned skateboarding a few times. You
Yeah,
shred?
yeah. I mean, I don't really shred as hard as I used to shred.
How
Now
hard did you used to shred?
I used to throw myself down staircases and
wow.
all that stuff. Yeah. But I don't know, over time, I got a job where I need to use my hands. I can't be breaking my wrists and my arms anymore.
Yeah.
And I also am at an age now where the injuries last longer and they hurt way worse. So nowadays when I get on a skateboard, I mostly take it easy. Every once in a while I get inspired. I'm like, I want to do this big trick. And then I throw out my back and I'm like, what the hell? I also have to be able to pick up children at home. So I have to be careful. But the kids have inspired me to do a little bit more skating because they're into riding their scooters now, around the block and stuff. And so I'm like, all right, I'll hop on my skateboard and come with you.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the
When
neighborhood,
you're the cool dad that skateboards.
literally kids
Yeah.
asked to stop and try my skateboard out and stuff, and their parents are giving me the side eye.
Oh, so you're the scary skateboard dad.
There was one time where I was skating and I was trying to show one of the neighborhood kids a trick, and I cut my hand a little bit and it was bleeding, but no one really saw that it was bleeding or hurt. So I was just putting it in my pocket. I'm okay, yeah, no. So here's how you do this. You got to pop your tail and do I was just meanwhile I'm bleeding through my pants.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
But no, I don't want to scare kids away from skateboarding. But skateboarding was a huge part of why I'm kind of doing what I do now, and in both directly and indirectly. Directly because my friends and I thought it would be funny to start a skateboarding themed radio show in high school, and that sort of set me on this path that I'm on now.
Okay.
The other indirectly because when you skate, you're training your brain to see the world differently. You're not just seeing this table here in front of us. You're seeing something that I could possibly nose slide, or something that I could, ollie on and nose manual and, shove it out or something. You're just seeing the world differently for what it can be. And when your brain is rewired that way, it's permanent in everything you do. And when I tell a story, I don't just want to see the story for what it is, but how else can I tell this,
Yeah.
So it's a way to kind of think creatively and outside the box, for sure.
Definitely.
That's awesome, and I love the way that you do that in your videos and stuff. So you're finding it in the.
Thank you.
I don't know if and that's, I heard you give that as advice to the students as well. So what I think I don't want to say it's an oversimplification to apply that more broadly, whatever your skill is, just take that skill. How can you use that here? But
exactly.
don't become if all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail kind of a thing either. So
Right.
that's where I'm sure you might have to turn off sometimes and not be reporter Matt, just be Matt. I bet that must happen sometimes, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're talking about when I'm not working, or are you talking about when I'm recording?
That's a good question. Yeah. Probably, I guess, when you're not working, do you ever find that you're turning on because they're oh, that's content, write that down or something?
Yeah, I mean, there's a great example of one time I set out for a night with no intention of working, no intention of... People think that every time I post a picture anywhere, especially to my Instagram story, that I'm making a video about that thing. It's no, I literally just wanted to live my life and go to the beach. They're oh my God, you're making a video about that beach. I love that beach. No, I'm
just at the beach.
I'm literally just hanging out. Give me a break. Oh, I'm literally at the Celtics game. No, I'm not making a video about the Celtics game.
Yeah.
But there was one time where I went out for a friend's birthday to Laugh Boston. Have you been to Laugh Boston before? Yeah. It's a comedy club. It's attached to a hotel in the Seaport. It just so happened that same weekend at that hotel was a furry convention. And so we walked out.
Great content.
We walked out of the comedy show and everyone's in fursuits and getting lit. And I was all right, I can't resist. And especially because the person I was with was a recurring character in my videos who's funny. And I was I got to film her in this situation, at the furry convention. And so I did. And the video was not received well. People don't like furries. Yeah.
They don't like them?
Oh, I thought the community would be defensive, but it was the opposite. People not liking
no, the
furries.
furry community was super psyched on the
Why
video.
are people anti-furries?
Because they're creeped out by it. They think it's well, first of all, there are people who are scared of mascots. That's one thing. The other thing is I think people's first exposure to that community is fetish stuff. So they think it's all a big sexual thing, which it definitely is, as I learned. That's definitely an element of it for sure. But there are other people. I mean, if you want me to get real with it here and not funny, like the real thing is like there's a huge population from like the autism community that are super into it because they get to put on a mask and not have to like show eye contact. They can be this character, this like super bright, colorful character that, that's really empowering to a lot of people in that community. The queer community as well, people who have to like hide their like, whether it be like gayness or like transness, whatever it may be, like they get to suddenly be this character that like real life would shun them for. They get to add, so it's like, it's really, that's kind of was sort of like my conclusion is like, it's important for these people to have this community where they can really express themselves safely, even if the rest of the world thinks they're all just like creepy,
Yeah. Well, I think it's tough because the immediate association, I think like, the ink blot is you see a sex fetish and something that kind of looks like it's for kids at the same time.
Yes.
And I think people are like, what the fuck is this? Like, that's like what people 100%. Say. I think that's where your brain instantly goes. And then you learn about those aspects of it. And you're like, well, if that helps people for good reasons, sure. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like people need that community. And like, the thing is, they're not harming anybody.
Yeah.
They're
That's
not
the key.
They're exactly. Let them live. There are enough like social media people who like will show up at a furry convention to like make fun of them. Like, you look like an idiot. But like me, I kind of want to go in more like with like almost like a documentary style approach. I was like, that's why, again, I wasn't planning on doing a story there. I was like, but I'm here and here's a funny person engaging with this community that they're not a part of. Let's capture it. Let's document it.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot. There was actually, awesome. I went up this escalator and there was like a dude in a full fursuit with an acoustic guitar playing and singing this like folk song. And I stopped and listened and I was like, this is one of the catchiest songs I've ever heard in my life. But I'm like embarrassed to like listen to it in public or like have like be driving around listening and have the little fursuit like album art displayed on my car when people are judging me for it. I'm like, this is just a catchy song. It has nothing to do with being a furry.
Is the fursuit in the album art and stuff? Did you look it up?
Some of it, yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, so I know you gotta be careful with people. But like, I don't know. It was good. I was glad I went and did that because I learned a lot.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing. Like I like learning a lot and people say like, oh, it's good. One of the top comments on that video was, I've never liked and unliked a video so fast because I think they liked in the very beginning, the opening shot is me and Peaches, the person who was like this recurring character for my videos. And so people immediately liked it. And then they saw the camera turn and there's all the furries and they're like, unlike.
Damn.
So whatever. It's fine. I'm glad I did it.
That's a fun reveal though, to have it seem like just a regular.
I was like, I'm out for celebrating my friend Peach's birthday, and guess where we ended up?
Do you know Andrew Callahan, the guy that does like Channel 5? Yeah, I feel like he does a lot of stuff like that too.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. And that was like going back to the all gas, no brakes days. Yes. That was very much like how he built up his reputation by going into these really niche, kind of risque communities and giving people the microphone and letting them express themselves. One of the funniest ones I saw that or actually creepiest and weirdest too, was when he went to like a porn convention and there was some real weirdness, but it's funny because like his path. So like that all happened. Then he got canceled because of like being creepy with women, but then now he's back.
I didn't know that. Actually.
I didn't know that either.
It was very, he had like posted some apology video being like, I have an alcohol problem and I get too pushy with women.
Oh wow, so I did not know that.
Yeah,
right.
He basically called himself out for it and then like went dark for a while. But now he's fully back and he's like back and he's doing like real legit journalism.
Yeah,
like,
he's good.
He crossed the US-Mexico border illegally.
Yeah. He's crazy.
He spent a night in the tunnels underneath Las Vegas with the homeless.
Yeah, that was a good one.
People, if you will, as they're called. And
Damn.
it was just fascinating. He's done some fascinating stuff for sure.
I'm gonna have to watch that border crossing because what happens if you, like, I'm guessing
he got detained.
Oh, okay. I was like, if you like, what if you get away with it? Like he goes and comes back
and reports on it.
Yeah,
and,
is that illegal?
Shows the secret. No, that's not. I mean, well, yes, it's illegal to cross the border, but
I'm not sure how that works.
I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that whole world is kind of changing right now, and evolving. So, but I don't think he would get in trouble for that. I think, and if he did, freedom of the press, man.
Yeah, that's true. He audited them.
That's right.
Yeah. No, that's super interesting. We are coming up. We're just past 2 hours now, so I don't want to keep
Jesus,
you.
I'm sorry, guys.
No,
you're
hey,
good.
we're,
This happens
thank
all the
you.
time, actually.
I was gonna say we typically hour and a half is like an average, but we usually go a little longer. So, I think we should land this plane or take the carousel home. Bring this carousel home.
bring the carousel
That
home.
was our one of our old catchphrases.
Doesn't make any sense, but we love
Is
it.
there a Matt Shearer website? Can we get Matt Shearer merch somewhere?
Yeah, thank you. I might be bringing some merch to the Wilbur show, but that doesn't help people, like I said, because it's sold out already. But
They could probably hang out in the lobby though. And
you
buy
could
some
do that,
merch,
yeah, legit. So we're working on that. No, there's no website, no merch store at the moment. Just if you want to follow me on Instagram, Reporter Matt, that would be amazing.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Reporter Matt, if we think of any questions that we forgot to ask you in this 2 hour
Yes.
window, you're going to have to come back.
And do tune into WBZ News Radio, you know?
Yeah.
Tune into WBZ.
That's
Ask
right.
Alexa very nicely.
Yes. Say please, and she'll help you out. Thank you.
Awesome,
Thanks
man.
again for
Thank you
coming
for
on.
coming.
Seriously.
Thank you for joining
course.
us.
Reporter Matt.